Hey everybody. Hey PETA. Oh, that's new. First time chatter being the first person to chat. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. What is my today command right now? Working on checkpoint number 2. Yeah, it's pretty true. I guess we're kind of done with the quest system now. So let's just say working toward checkpoint number 2. The goal for this afternoon is to add some content, more enemies, items, etc. Yep. All right, I don't remember where we left off. Oh yeah, we added in the enemies, but I didn't use any of them yet. So now we need to use them, which means we need to think of what's going to be where, or else this is going to be really annoying to do. So we have 6 zones. We have 2 forests, 2 dungeons, and 2 volcanoes. We're not going to be super strict about what goes where. We're just going to put stuff where we think it belongs. Here are all of our different enemies. Where did I write the zones? Here they are. Okay, summon test doesn't count. Let's delete all these equal signs. Oops, that's not correct. Yeah, there. So this is really green bat. We should probably rename it too. Rename the various bats so that they just have colors in their names. May not be a good idea because... No, let's not rename them. I was going to say that they'll have different stats as well. Anyway, forest bat seems pretty reasonable. Maybe we throw in a worm here. Maybe we throw in a slime. Let me see the different colored slimes. Red slime. Should just be slime as well. What color are you? You're green. I don't want to just put all of the similarly colored enemies in the same zone though. Where's the other slime? Blue. Okay. I mean, we could do that. Yeah, let's throw slime in there. Okay, dungeon, definitely skeleton, grim. What else? Maybe the dungeon bat. This one, definitely the worm. Is the orange one better? I think the orange one is better. So orange worm, the volcano bat, probably red grim. Yeah. And then kind of similarly done for future zones. Forest 2. We could put in, what could we add here? One of the worms maybe? I think the blue worm, yeah. Blue worm. Maybe mostly those and slimes. Dungeon 2, let's put in all the different skeletons. All skeletons. And dungeon bat. And then volcano 2, just pretty much whatever we didn't use. Whatever we didn't use. Yeah. All right. That's what I think we're going to do. So let's split this and go over to instance data. So the original forest is going to have, I guess the original forest only has 1 room. So maybe it truly is you just fight a bat or 2. But we have to make sure you win against the bat every single time. If I could only pick one of these enemies, what would I pick? Probably the forest bat. Hey Trisket, how's the game coming? It's coming along well. We're getting ready for the checkpoint number 2 launch on Friday of next week, which is the 26th. And as a result of that, it means we need to start focusing on content again, because we've just been making systems, and the systems are really important, obviously. But if they don't have any data in them, then it doesn't really matter that they exist. So for example, I've added in this player skill tree, but there's no actual data here yet. It's just a bunch of debug abilities. So I've got to populate that. We also have a bunch of different enemies that I'm finally adding into the game. They're not all going to go into that one battle. That's just me showing that this works. So that's what we're doing now, is we're putting enemies into the proper places. And what I'm figuring out here is, yeah, I feel like there should just be 2 bats here. All right, so forest bat. We'll put 2 of them, and that'll be that. In fact, we already had this here. Cool. What I was doing, we're trying to make a game. I think that's what most people kind of do. And it makes sense to start that way. You can't have data in your game if you don't have a system that reads in the data. So you need to start with a system, but then adding content, it's like the early access games you play that feel like they're not really games are usually the games that don't have a ton of content. It's like, oh, there are 2 enemy types, and you kind of get bored pretty quickly with it. I think there needs to be enough variety within the game, or the mechanics of the game have to be like really, really solid. Like Tetris has almost no variety, but it's just such a it's just such a refined game, I feel, that you don't need the variety. You just play the same thing over and over and over again. You're happy to do it. But not many of us are making a Tetris style game. All right, dungeon, we said we want skeleton, grim, and dungeon bat. So how about we have the second room with a grim in it? And maybe we just put one of those. And we put in... I want the first room to have a skeleton in it, for sure. Maybe 3? 3 is probably too many. But we could start with 3, and we could have... Yeah, let's... probably just make them a little bit weaker than normal. I'll write some notes over here. Make skeletons somewhat weak. All right, then the volcano. We have 3 rooms here, so we can do a decent amount. Hey, Darkstorm. Yeah, let's just multiply that speed value by 10%. Go even longer and longer. Just keep playing the game. Orange worm, volcano bat, and red grim. I think I want the final room to have the orange worms, but maybe like 2 of them. And the first room, do we have bats in the first room over here? No. Yeah, let's go back to the bats. And maybe for this, we'll have like 6 of them. That might be too many. But that would imply that they're somewhat weak. And then over here, oops, that's not how you do that. Over here, we'll have some of the worms, maybe like 2 of those along with 2 bats, or one of those with. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this so that the worm is in between 2 of the bats. And then on the final level, we'll do the same general thing, but we'll put a grim between 2 worms. Yeah. Orange worm, and then this is the red grim. All right. Now forest 2. We said we got blue worm and slime. I don't want there to always just be 3 rooms, so I think we're going to put 2 rooms in this one. I think 3 rooms would be tedious to have all the time. 6 might be too much. You're used to the instant debug level up, unless you don't plan on adding more rooms. Yeah, I don't plan on adding more. Well, maybe the final one will have like 4 or 5 rooms. Yeah. Hey, Blue Horse. I'm doing well. How are you doing, Blue Horse? I always click people's names now and see when were they last here. You were last here 4 months and 9 days ago. So you probably haven't seen any of the Skeleseller development. Well, you're in for a treat. Well, the development's pretty much the same as any other development, but the game itself should be playable by the end of next week. Any updated versions for the game? Not until Friday of next week. So checkpoint number 1 was, I think, May, and then I took a vacation. And now checkpoint number 2 is going to be on July 26th. And that's going to be it until probably like September, maybe? I don't know. We're going to change directions a little bit here, focus on some music. Vacation was in Spain. Got a quick little vacation thing there. 4 days for a wedding, then went and did the Camino to Santiago. In pain in Spain. Actually was in pain. Walking 200 miles did some bad things to my feet. Oh, you lurk on the YouTube. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, 300 kilometers, 200-ish miles. In case you don't know, the Camino de Santiago is actually even longer than that. What is the full... here. Okay, well, from wherever this is, it's 500 miles. Anyway, we did 200. So I think it was about half. I don't think the full thing that other people were doing was like 500. Is this some religious trail? Some people treat it as a religious trail. I was kind of just treating it as a hike. I mean, you can read more on the Wikipedia page because they have all the details about it. Also, the crazy thing on that page is the number of tourists. They've been tracking the numbers since, I don't know, 2005 or something. Yeah, casual 300-kilometer hike. Each individual day really wasn't too bad. We probably did somewhere between like 14 and 20 miles per day. But when you do them back to back to back to back, that gets pretty tough. Hey, QWERTY. I'm doing well. How you doing, QWERTY? Okay, so what do we have for this? This is Forest 2. We're going to have blue worms and slimes. Yeah, so blue worm and then just regular slimes. Actually, I wonder if we made it one room and just had 9 monsters in it. I kind of want to do that. Yeah. Because why not? Yeah, let's have one room. And we'll copy this. And we'll put slimes in the middle. And now if I could just match the parentheses here. There. What's going on here? I am working on a game called Skeleseller. Check that out. How many hours per day is that? 7 hours? Somewhere between like, I don't know, 5 and 8-ish hours, something like that. The actual distance from the start to the finish was, like I said, about 200 miles. But then we were doing this for 2 weeks. So once you get to whatever your destination is, you might walk another like 3 miles within town, or just whatever, walking to wherever you're going to eat, something like that. Just takes time. So that's why I was saying sometimes it'd be longer than the total distance from one place to the other. I mean, it's sort of like if you're just in your current town, you're not necessarily going anywhere, but you might walk 5 miles in a day just by walking around. Okay, so we only have one room here. Then dungeon 2. Let's keep it to 2 rooms for this one. So all skeletons and then dungeon bats. Dungeon bat. So if we're reusing the same bat from the first one, your party will have leveled up and they won't be that strong anymore. Yeah, we are reusing the same one, although there was only 1 in the first one. There are 2 enemies, then 5 enemies, then 6 plus 3 plus 3. Is that right? Oh, because I changed the worms out for bats. Yeah, so 12. So what, 2, 5, 12. Then just 9 of these. Then all the different skeletons. Okay, so green skeleton, red skeleton. So we'll put in 2 of each kind, I guess. We're going to need different kinds of enemies here too. And then what's the last one? Dungeon bats. Maybe the strongest kind of skeleton is the green one. I don't know. Or the red one. Have we used the red one before? No, we haven't. Okay, so let's make that the sort of the strong one. And then we'll put 2 of them in here with a bunch of dungeon bats. And when I say a bunch, I mean 4. Great. And then the final thing here is whatever we didn't use. So what didn't we use? Well, here's how we find out. We just search for enemy ID and get all of the enemy IDs. And then do this. And select them all and make them unique. Then sort them. And then go into our enemy ID and copy these over here too. All right, now where'd that thing go? Here. So here are all of them, and here are the ones we used. So we used blue worm, orange worm, skeleton, red skeleton, green skeleton, slime, volcano bat, red grim, dungeon and forest bat. Okay, so these are the ones we didn't use. Worm, blue grim, blue slime, red slime. Worm. Yep, we didn't use that. Blue grim. Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to use those. I mean, you could skip walking in some of these places. You could take a taxi to a different town if you want. Some kind of graveyard with just skeletons with Grim. Reference to the intro about dead adventurers. But the intro is that you were in a forest. You got bitten by a snake. Ideally, there should be snakes. And that's, I guess, like the worm creature. But it's fine. I don't think we need a new instance for checkpoint number 2. Or at least not a new like look for the instance. I think it'll be fine. They turn against you. Okay. Well. Yeah, maybe just the snake. One snake. So for this, I kind of want 4 rooms, which, oh wait, there's no such thing as 4 rooms. You can't have 4 rooms because we don't have instances with 4 rooms. Although we could just copy paste, but I'm not going to do that. So let's throw in a bunch of different enemies. Some worms, some blue grims, and then just a whole bunch of slimes. This is sort of stupid. The reason I say this is sort of stupid is because I feel like the only way to actually win these is if your cleric is leveled up, which you're guaranteed to have your cleric at this point, and you'll always have them in the party. So I don't really think this is testing anything. Yeah, I feel like we got to add another character class then. Yeah. Hey, Grim. We were just talking about you because we have you right here, blue Grim, except for your green Grim. I'm doing well. Yeah, I feel like we need another adventurer. Ugh. Probably need another adventurer for checkpoint number 2. Otherwise, it'll get sort of stale. Just using the same 4 ever since what? The Forest 2? Actually, maybe we set that to 3. Toward the end. And we could allow 5 adventurers here. I don't really see a need. Okay, so I haven't balanced stats or anything. And we need to figure out what that's going to be. So I said to make skeleton somewhat weak. We could just put... Where's the instance data? We could just put this to the side here and then just take a look. Okay, so the forest has forest bats, and you have 2 of them. How do you do against those right now? Let's go try it out. There shouldn't be any errors in the code. All I did is add data anyway, so if there are errors, it's just a misplaced square bracket or parenthesis. Okay, so we click start battle. I need to make it so you always win this because you have no choice in this battle. There are no skills you can get. You don't have money. So if you don't always win, then there's a problem. Okay, so it's looking like if I want to make it so you always win this, I should just make it so there's 1 enemy at the beginning. Is that what we had for checkpoint number 1? How did we make it so you always won that one? Because I don't remember what we had at this point. Instance data. It would have been here. And if I check the history of this, when did we launch? May 17th. So commits on May 24th, commits on May 16th. Okay, let's look at this. Forest had, that's presumably one enemy. Yeah, and I think these are the stats. 10, 0, 100. All enemy data. 10, 0, 100. Yeah, so it only had one enemy. Okay, let's put one enemy on there too then. There. Okay, let's test that out. Because if you were guaranteed to win then, you're guaranteed to win now. I didn't change anything with abilities or stats. So you hit start battle, and it's just a matter of how long it takes. Yeah, I'm glad I did this. So this will give you your first couple of items. Although I don't think it's guaranteed to. I think you could get one. Yeah, you can get one, in which case you get $3. Then you can start another battle. At this point, it pops up a dialogue, though, which you might not be ready for. Start battle. Oh, we also get a quest. Oh, I didn't think about this. You get your first quest after doing your first instance because you're guaranteed to get at least a potion, and all it takes is getting one potion to be able to get this quest. But if you accept the quest, then you're forced to just wait for you to get 3 potions. But you wouldn't have upgraded your storeroom yet because you wouldn't have any money. So then you need to start another battle. This will give you a skill point early on. But then these rewards may not be sort of good enough to justify you having done that. Maybe we gate the... Oh, man. All right, I'll just write this down for now. We may want to gate a couple of things. Getting your first quest. Maybe wait until you've gotten at least like $50. And showing the instance chooser. Again, maybe wait until you've gotten some amount of money. Gonna seem arbitrary though when that thing finally shows up. I mean, neither one of these things is a huge problem. Yeah, I now have a skill point. All right, so what happens? Let's go to lose all battles. What happens if we go to the dungeon? We probably just lose immediately, right? Yeah, pretty much. Although I do need to change how these enemies, how much damage they do. So yeah, your character can't even kill one of them. So let's grant money. Let's hire another adventurer. Let's send the mage in with the rogue. All right, the mage is super powerful. Oh my goodness. we really need to tone that down. Yeah. Oh, what a difference. Yeah, mage is broken. Okay, so your level 1 adventurers can pretty much win in a level 2 instance. I know they didn't, but they probably could. So what do we got in the level 2 thing? We've got some skeletons. Skeletons are the same stats exactly as bats. Okay, how about we make them a little bit less... Actually, should we even do anything less here? Car needs a new engine. Oh, man. Yeah. Car repairs and... yeah, it can just be very expensive. Like you said, better get a new car sometimes. Or if your commutes aren't too bad, you could potentially get a bike or something. Depends on where you live and what you need to do. What do I expect you to have by the time you go to the dungeon? Because if you unlock 2 characters, you could just go to the forest with both of them. Like nothing stops you from doing this and just getting more items that way. And maybe you upgrade your storeroom a couple times. You would have done your first quest as well. Yeah. It'll take a while to hire a new adventurer. It doesn't necessarily have to, though. I mean, the price we had set originally was like 30. I think we need a general idea for what you do in the beginning of the game, though. You need to figure out general progression because there are these things. Level up, get new adventurer, do first quest, and beat the second instance. Are we getting rare drops that can help you? You'll probably find rare drops eventually, but as far as the helping you part goes, right now items are just for money. So if you found, you know, Dragon Slayer Sword of Truth or something, it would just be an item that shows up here, and just like all your other items, it would just go into your shops and get sold. So yeah, you don't actually use items in the game. Anyway, I feel like since leveling up levels up all of your adventurers, it's a very powerful thing that you do. So it kind of makes me wonder if leveling up should take longer. Very powerful since it affects each adventurer. But I guess it's less powerful in the early levels. Yeah, no. Less powerful in early levels, though. Since it only affects 1 or 2. Then we can just assume the newer adventurers start at level 5 or something. All right, so I think I like the idea that... I didn't mean to start with two different things. I think I like the idea that you probably level up first and then you unlock your other adventure. And I think that's how it was coded to begin with. Yeah, level up adventure is $10. Yeah. I mean, this is all you're going to be doing at first anyway, right? Winning battles and getting a little bit of money. It's dropping so few potions, though. It's like 1 or 2 each time. So you could upgrade your storeroom. Yeah. You can have early game low experience and later game 2x experience. We could just make enemies just give more experience. I mean, that's how almost every RPG works. You know, you fight a slime in the forest and it gives you 5 experience, and you fight a wolf later on and it gives you 50 or something. There's no really need to change experience gain rate. You just change how much experience they have. Wondering if we'll need some kind of data comparison for every level, measuring your power spike per class. Yeah, I think something like that would be nice, but you would need to make sure the stats reflect how powerful they really are. Like, the cleric is kind of hard to judge because they're keeping your party alive. And keeping your party alive is the difference between winning a battle and losing a battle. But it's not really adding damage. So how do you measure healing if you're looking at that? So you'd probably have to run a whole bunch of simulations of just like, okay, if the cleric is at this level and they're in this party configuration, they do this well generally. And that's what I kind of did with the first balance simulator is like, okay, how much life do they end a battle with? Like on average, are they doing well? We'll probably need something like that. Yeah. So, okay, I level up this character and I start a battle. And now I'm going to kill them slightly faster. And I guess I would upgrade the storeroom then. Start another battle. So now you can never lose potions. You probably have already just kicked off a bunch of battles. Yeah. Well, I guess if your adventurer picks up the potion, then I'll sell it afterward. Yeah, okay. I think the first bit of this is fine. I don't think it's great. Hire adventurer is maybe a little too expensive, given that you can only get $9 per battle at first. And even then, you're lucky to get that. I guess if you can roll 1 to 3 items, that means that on average, you're rolling 2. So on average per battle, you're getting 6. So that would take an average of 6 battles to be able to hire an adventurer. Yeah, maybe we lower that a little bit, especially now that we have more adventurers. All right, so now I've finally gotten enough to be able to hire another adventurer. So I do that, and now I could start multiple battles. See No Man's Sky new update? No, I've never played the game. And now we'll want to upgrade the storeroom too so we can hold more items. This is tedious. I definitely think people are going to want to affect this. But yeah, now you can really kick off a bunch of battles. This should improve your earning rate. And maybe upgrading the storeroom is good, but you have no way of emptying the storeroom faster unless you hire more adventurers because there are no workers in the game. Yeah. So you're kind of bottlenecked on some of this stuff. And if we try going to the dungeon, I did level up the adventurers once. Whoops, now I leveled them up twice. Well, I guess even at level 2, they won. And now we're getting way more money. I think I'd expect each viewport to have a button to start a battle, which shows a party chooser. That is interesting. I think that maybe, like, one of the things I was thinking is when a battle is done, there could be a repeat battle button. I think if you had that and you saw, like, it's going to be the rogue going to the dungeon, that I think it'd be good. Or you could have, like, an edit party. In fact, that's what I should write down. Because I think that would accommodate pretty much everything. Whoops, I was already on the page. Yeah. Repeat could have details what you'd be repeating. Maybe there's even an edit party button before you repeat that shows the instance chooser. Yeah. All right. Yeah, usability aside, okay, I'm thinking too much about this. I think the beginning of the game is fine enough, and I think what we need. Oh wait, no, but there is a big difference, right? You used to be able to hire workers, and now you can't. How much did that cost? I think we still have that in the game somewhere, because I don't think it was deleted. Yeah, worker upgrade cost 10. Ah, but you do get your adventurer as a worker at the beginning, so technically you don't need to upgrade, but they're only there like half the time. All right, well, it does seem like you can beat the dungeon pretty early on. And I didn't even upgrade the skills. So if I put a point into that and then some points into, I don't know what's good, this. Can I win the dungeon? No, I already could win the dungeon, right? So now I'm like guaranteed to win it. Yeah, pretty handily. But you can't win the volcano, I'm guessing. No, they destroy you. So maybe we make the dungeon slightly harder. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, still putting too much thought into this. We got to put less thought into it. The cost of getting your third adventurer, though, is very steep. And it seems like we expect you to have that pretty early on because the volcano is too difficult. Maybe what we do is we make the dungeon take 1 adventurer and the volcano take 2. Force you to think about your party more. And then you get to the point where you're spamming the dungeon and you've got quite a lot of items flooding your town. There is another thing that I hadn't thought of exactly, which is you could unlock multiple instances at once and then have the player choose where they want to go. But yeah, okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buff skeletons and or whatever else is in here. What else is in here? Dungeon bats. Skeleton 10, 0, 100. What do you make them hit a little bit harder and have a little bit more health? And then dungeon bat. Dungeon bat is like way stronger. How many of those are there? There's 1. Okay, sure, whatever. Sounds fine. All right, volcano was set to 6 bats, and then how about we just have 2 rooms for that one as well? Volcano bats have 400 life. Set them to 300 life. And then there are going to be orange worms in the next room. I don't think we can just set this to a ton of life. We can make it hit a little bit harder. Then if you just die, though, I don't want you to have the cleric. And if you don't have the cleric, that's it. It's just over. All right, I got to do more theory crafting here. Yeah, but I think we're going to delete a room from this. Oh, but then there's no red grim here. Okay, what if the final room is just the red grim? This is still too much. Yeah, we got to tone down the number of bats, maybe 3. All right, then Forest 2 has 2 rooms. Blue worm. Probably give you like 250 life. And slime. Also 250. Green skeleton. You think people will expect to have a choice of which adventurer to hire? Not in checkpoint number 2, probably, but yes, eventually. And it's actually something I could code in time for checkpoint number 2. But then there's an even bigger problem, which is your first 2 adventurers need to always be able to beat certain instances. Because you might not be able to hire another one for quite a long time. And yeah, I don't know if there's a party combination where that would be tough. Then again, we could just balance it for like your first 2 adventurers have to be one of warrior and mage. And then you always have the rogue, I guess. So yeah, maybe we just limit your choice and we just make sure that the game works for both of those characters. Then after that, once you have 3 characters, it probably doesn't matter so much. All right, I don't know. I think sort of just like playing the game that this would be really tough to do. So let's go and try to figure out, let's make some new items. Item ID. We've got some here. We should probably either add in all of them right now, or is it this? What do we use as our item graphic? Game, assets, items, this one, yeah. I think they're the same and just one is transparent. What happened here? Oh, there we go. Oh, this is the transparent one. Okay, so we're gonna change. Gonna change a lot of stuff. This is why I was saying this is all just really tough, because how do you determine that something is balanced or not? There's a lot we're gonna have to do for this, so I'm just gonna get this to be good enough. All item data and item ID. All right, so the cloak is 224, 192. We're gonna change it to be the plain cloak, which is 128, 192. It currently sells for 10. And this is what you get from the dungeon. Yeah, we just give you 2 to 5 cloaks. So we're giving you somewhere between 20 and 50, whereas this is giving you somewhere between 3 and 9. I feel like that's maybe too big of a jump. Maybe make this worth like 6. And maybe don't grant so many of them. Especially because you won't have upgraded your shop at that point. Yeah. Gotta balance quests too. Gotta actually change how many quests you get. And it'd be nice to have... It'd be nice to maybe give an item, like an axe every once in a while. Is that the best like starter item we can give? No, I think we can come up with an easier starter item. Maybe this thing. So this is 16,160. 16,160. 16,160. And that is going to be... Do they have item names somewhere in this sheet so that I don't need to come up with them myself? Items. No, they just number them. They don't have a... They had a creature key. They don't have an item key? Nope. I guess I'm naming everything myself. Okay, well, that looks like a dagger. So we're going to call it dagger. All right, then this is the dagger. This is a weapon. This is going to sell for, I guess, probably roughly the same as the cloak, maybe 5. Yeah. And then let's make it so the dungeon can drop a dagger. Zero or 1. So it's a 50% chance to find one. Although if it's a 50% chance to find one, that means it's somewhat rare. So we'd probably want it to be a little bit more expensive. Maybe like 7. Okay. That way you don't feel bad if you lose a cloak. All right. Let's keep going up the chart. So next we have the volcano. This just dropped a whole bunch of axes because this used to be the final place you could go to. This is a very difficult place for you to complete. So, you know, there are a lot of other item graphics we have. I wonder if we should have like a miscellaneous vendor. Because imagine if we had this like rock thing. Who would sell that? The alchemist, I guess. I guess we could just make things up. Who really cares? The feather could be sold by the armor smith. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, maybe some basic, like a belt or something. Like I said, I know I'm putting too much thought into this. So let's just cram some more items in here. Yeah. Boot, sure. So 16, what, 224? Is that right? Yeah, 16, 224. And that's the boots. That is armor. You know, probably we should just add in every single one of these, and probably we should have them in order. And that way this isn't just a mess of figuring out what's what here. Problem is I don't want to spend the time doing that right now, but I do think that would be nice to do. So I'll write that here. Manifest every Oryx item in order. That way it's not a mess to figure out which thing is what. And whether we've already used some graphic. All right, let's get a cloak. That is, it's got to be 32, so 192, 16, 192. Cloak, 16, 192. Let's keep getting different armors. Yeah, I'll just call it armor. Or breastplate or something. And what are you? You are 208. Oh, cloak already exists. Oh, there are 2 kinds of cloaks. This is technically a hooded cloak. Yes. So let's rename this to hooded cloak. And then this will just be cloak. Okay. Breastplate 10. I'm gonna add in a few more. I'm not doing all of these right now. What's this game like? So I don't like saying that it's an idle game, but that's the genre it's closest to. But it's meant to be a finite game, not something that takes like, 2 years to be able to beat. You play over the course of maybe 10 hours or so. It's very laid back, very casual. There's not a ton of, you can't really make mistakes in the game. Let me put it that way. So yeah, I want it to just be like a turn your brain off and have fun kind of thing. There's more information about it here. Solid. So now let's manifest some new weapons. Maybe we have like a proper sword. Maybe this one. 192, 160. 192, 160. Yeah, let's RP. All right, so sword. We already have the axe. Let's get a bow in there. Bow is 240, 144. And what's like one more we could put in? Maybe one of the staves. Or crossbow. We have the fire sword, right? Yeah, let's throw in a staff. The cane thing. Let's do that. It's 32, 144. Cane. All right, so sword, bow, cane. Sword, bow, cane. Cool. And what's the last category? Potions. Yeah, so we only have 2 potions right now. We don't have a lot of potions to choose from because they're all just different colors and they're only, what, 3 sizes? I mean, I guess we could have the alchemist take these sort of gem things. But fine, let's throw in some potions. So big mana and big life is 240, 208 and 240. 208 is presumably this? Yes. Yeah, so let's have small, medium, and large, I guess. It's sugar? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Presumably this or this. Yeah, I don't see anything else that looks like it could be sugar. Okay, so we'll take small blue potion, small purple potion, small blue potion. You are 16 by 16. So that's small blue, purple, and then red. Sure. Purple. Actually, let's just take those 2 for right now. Yeah. You are at 32. And then the medium ones, we'll take medium, green, and yellow. It's 160. 160 and 176. So medium, green. And yeah, yellow's the next one. Medium, yellow. And then we already have the big ones. Okay, so now we just need to manifest those. Done. And there. So now we have a bunch of different items. We used to have, what, 3? Well, we had 6, but 3 didn't show up. And now we have, however many that is, 16. Yeah. I guess we need to change some stuff. All instant data. It was dropping big potions. We're now going to have it drop small potions. And then there was a quest that had you find the big potions. Now it's going to be find the small ones. Small one should be worth 3. Yeah, that's good. Maybe you also find some purple ones in there. I don't know. Why not? Maybe they're worth slightly more. Yeah. So the starting part of the game, you find the potions worth 3. You find the hooded cloak worth 6. You occasionally find a dagger worth 7. And I think that's it so far. Yeah, then we got to the volcano. And the volcano should probably drop a whole bunch of different stuff. So maybe if you're finding, how much are you finding? 2.5 times, was it 6? So 15? Is it 6? Cloak 6, yeah. So 15 plus 3.5, so 18.5. So maybe the volcano is worth 40-ish. So let's get stuff that adds up to 40. So maybe a sword will be worth 13. So maybe you can find one of those. So if you're finding half, then we've done 6.5. So I said target is going to be 40, and we're at 6.5 so far. Maybe you also find a medium green potion. Can be worth 7. Yeah, maybe you find a couple of those. One to 2. So that's 1.5 times 7, so 10.5. So 10.5. So we need 23 more. Have it drop a breastplate. Maybe that's worth, I don't know, 15. And we'll just always have it drop that. So now that's 32, and we need 8 more. And I feel like that should be spread across a couple of items so that you need the adventurers to go distribute them. I'd like to reuse something from before, maybe a hooded cloak. I need what, 8? Okay, so let's have a small chance of finding that. Hey, Paleface. So now we're at 35. Now we need 5 more. Then I can hit my target here. Maybe a medium yellow potion should be worth 10. Are we skimping on any item types here? Weapons? Yeah, weapons. Okay, then let's have a bow. We have what, a sword dropping? Let's go with an axe. Sure. We don't even need to change the stats really. It's fine. All right, cool. So that one's worth 40. This one should be worth more than that. I don't want to keep spending the time even thinking about this stuff. I should just have AI do this. Oh, what do we say? Maybe you find a regular cloak from this, and that can be worth more than a hooded cloak, maybe 11. Yeah. So you find 1 to 2 regular cloaks. Actually, let's just have this spew some items at you, really. Who cares about balance at this point? A bow or 2. Bows can be worth like 14. Bow. All right, how much is that so far? It's 3 cloaks. It's actually 2. So 22. Bow is going to be 1.5 times 14, so 21. So 43. And then throw in some kind of helm. We don't have we just have demon helmet. Boots. Boots sound like a great buy. Boots, 1 to 2, and then maybe a potion of some sort. Medium yellow one. Sure. There. You know what? It would be nice to have a function that prints out the expected value of instances. There should be a function that prints the expected value of each instance. If things are deterministic as they are now, then it's just an easy calculation. But if there's randomness or pity drops or something, then we may need to simulate 100 calls. Oh my God, I can't type anymore. Run calls to granting items. Yeah. All right, we just have 2 more of these things. Yeah, I kind of want to go do this really fast. All right, let's make a static function here. Public static float, get expected drop value, get average expected drop value, expected average drop value, yeah. Average drop value. Actually, drop stats? Maybe just print it. Yeah, just print it. Who cares? We don't need to get it. Instance ID, instance ID. Actually, just print it for all of them. Yeah, debug print expected average drop stats. Yeah, pretty good. I like it. So we go through all the instance data, and we really just need the data. So in fact, let's delete this because the data has a display name. Yeah, so we don't care about anything else. All right, so for each instance data. Hey, Harry Viking. I'm working on a game called Skeleseller. We are right now adding content to the game, and one of the problems that I'm running into that I'm about to address is that we have all these items and they sell for a certain amount, so 15 or 6 or 3. And then we have places you can go to that drop a certain amount of those items, and it's hard to tell how much is this stuff worth in the end. Like, let's say you got 3 cloaks and 2 bows. What does that equal? And yeah, we can figure it out, but it's just really tedious. So I'm going to make a function that just prints everything out. And it should tell you the number of items that drop and then the expected value of those items. So for each instance data in all data, data.values, Yeah. Is in not what I'm supposed to type? Type an identifier. Oh, yeah, right, of course. Instance data. Okay, so to do print the expected number of items and the expected values. All right, we need this. I'm going to say instance data dot display name. Then we needed grant items. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much fun and yearning to continue writing in this code base every day do you have? Are you looking forward to a period of time where you can do something else on stream? So that ebbs and flows. I'd say making content is not so great. Writing new systems, generally pretty good. And doing other stuff, I think would also kind of be fine. The next other stuff we're going to do is a lot of like cleanup, probably music creation, and maybe setting up a Steam page. I'm not sure. This is, by the way, time frame for this is probably like August. Yeah, but here's where we are now. And it's just a lot of grunt work. And it's very imprecise, I feel. So we could add 4 different enemies, but if they feel the same or if they're not balanced correctly, then it's like, oh, okay, we got to go back and change some stats. But then how do you change the stats? And then what happens when you address the adventurers too? And that's just a really, really tough problem. What I'm doing now is just so basic, I feel. Best reason to have procedurally generated content, less boring to make. Yeah, but you still need balance. And procedurally generated content can have its own problems. Like one is that it's just generating uninteresting stuff. So it might not have been boring to code, but then as a player, you're just like, oh, there's an enemy like rolling on the side through an instance, shooting spikes at something. Oh, that's not too different from the one that was flying and throwing bubbles at me. Yeah. We could probably generate items dynamically. I think we want the starting experience to be pretty good though. So it's got to be somewhat balanced for the beginning. Oh yeah, I think the balance is there, LSRP. I think there have been a lot of good days, and I think that making content is always kind of frustrating. But I think that there's almost no project for anybody that you can work on from start to finish and like every single part of it. And if you do, then that project was probably pretty short. But yeah, for most people, I've rarely heard from someone they're like, launching was great. Like, it's just not. There's just so many tasks you have to do, and they're not all fun. Take care, Blue Horse. Hope you have a good time lurking on YouTube if I don't see you again for a little while. And hope you check out the game. Again, I'm going to start laying the groundwork for this. For anyone who does check out the game eventually, which will be hopefully Friday of next week, if you press escape in the game or click the game menu, this isn't going to work. All right, well, anyway, the game menu has a provide feedback button. Make sure to press that and then provide feedback. Dynamically tries different stat values, runs simulations with random choices, and ensures there's always at least 5 different successful builds. But the thing is, you kind of do need to do something like that. Like, you don't want a character class to just be worthless. And the only way that you know it's good is either you've designed so rigidly that you can tell ahead of time it's going to be good. Like, oh, this does 6 damage and this does 7 damage, and you can tell the difference between those two things. Or you get player data, or you run a bunch of simulations. And yeah, I think most of the time it's really hard to tell in a vacuum, yes, this will be good or bad. Original question is more in terms of, do you think it is a good decision for you in the direction of the stream to dive into a month-long project versus coding small, weak projects like okay, so I see what you're getting at. The stream has taken the back burner for me. Stream's on the back burner, and so is growth. I don't really care about these right now. I care about game progress, and I have some sort of big projects that I have planned, and I think I tend to steer toward big projects, But obviously this game. So this is the biggest one for this year. But then next year is probably going to be the organization course. And at some point, and probably not for work, but writing a book. So yeah, I tend to steer toward big projects. I think it would be much better stream content to do small projects. It's like some people are going to like watching this. Some people are going to like watching the parts where I make systems and kind of everything in between. I don't think it is yak shaving. I think this is kind of what we did for Idle Ascendants. I had something called the balance simulator, I think. What'd I call it? I don't think I called it anything. I think I put it inside of game and just wait, seriously? What did I call this? Simulation. Here it is. I guess I didn't really give it a name. But the way it worked is it ran some number of battles. How many did it run? Battles. It ran 100 battles, and it just randomly made characters, randomly gave them skills, and then gave some general stats at the end, like how many did you win, how much life did you have left. And it wasn't an exact science, but I could have made it better. What's the next big project? The NPC thing? Wait, what? The next big thing for Skeleseller or for just like next game? Because the next game I have an idea for, but I don't know when that would be. And some of it's dependent on how well Skeleseller does. Also, I probably should take a break. Yeah, after Skeleseller, yeah. Yeah, if you mean next game, there was the game Stuck in a Broken tutorial that I really wanted to make. That would be pretty cool. That would be another single player game. And then there are some multiplayer games I've wanted to make, but I just, after working on Skeleseller, I'm like, wow, it's just so nice to not have to worry about any of that. All right, I'm going to take a break. When I get back, we're going to keep working on this thing. Put this over here. Yeah, where I left off is this. All right, is it jump time? It's jump time. Hey again, close the game. Let's finish this. So what we want to do is we want to go to wherever we grant items, which probably move somewhere else. We don't have a debug grant items. What does instance do it? I don't know where we do this. Yeah, all right. Well, what are the drops even called? Item data. No, it's not item data, it's instance data. Item drops. All right, so we just need to find where this is. It's using add items. Okay, I feel like this should have been a static function somewhere because it uses all instance data. Yeah. All right, all item data. We'll make a public static. What does it do? Returns a list of things to grant. Public static I read only list of item ID. Actually, it's not item IDs, it's items, right? Generate drops from an instance ID. I guess this shouldn't be in this file. Yeah, whoops. Let's put that in all instance data. Yeah. All right. And I guess this only generates item IDs. Okay. Return item IDs to grant. Take in the instance ID. Cool. Looks good. Now let's call this from town. Yep. Item IDs to grant. I read only list equals all instance data dot generate drops for instance ID. Okay, nice. I like that we cut some code out of town. That's good. Now we need to do this exact same thing from our little simulator thing here, which is not a simulator, but a calculator because it doesn't need to simulate anything. Oh wait, no, it doesn't need to do this at all. What am I doing? Yeah, that was pointless. We just need to iterate over all the item drops. Item drop data. How is this formed? Instance data. It is a read-only list, yeah. Item drops, yeah. And is it not item drop data? No, it's just item drop. Okay, so there's a number of items and there's a value. Int num items equals 0, int value equals 0. Num items plus equal. This is, what is this generating? It's min amount, max amount. No, I don't think this knows if you have the other source file open. Didn't seem to be better about this. All right, so what is this? It's going to be max minus min divided by 2. Item drop data dot max amount minus this divided by 2. These are floats? No, they're ints. So this needs to be a float. And then this needs to be a float as well, because you might get a fractional amount of items. I guess same thing with value. You might get a fractional amount of value. Okay, then value needs to be this times num items. Yeah, this is technically average num items. Average num items. And then this is technically average value. All right, then once we're done with that, we print /t num items, average num items. Oh, man. I think I'm just slower in the afternoon. All right, then value is going to be average value. Okay. And then maybe we also print the level. Yeah. Instance level. There. All right, let's run this. Let's have this print out from, we don't have anywhere to make it print. All right, let's make a static constructor. Public static all instance data. Access modifiers are not allowed. Sure, whatever. All right, now we run it. And now it should tell us the values. I already computed them for the first one and the second and the third, I think. But not anything after that. So what does it say? All right, forest, number of items, 1. What? That's not right. It's not right at all. Max amount minus min divided by 2. Oh, plus the minimum. Yeah, of course. Okay, let's run that again. Man, this is taking longer and longer to start up. All right, so what do we have? Forest generates 2 items for an average value of 6. 3 items for an average value of 36. Volcano, what? 111.5. How did that happen? .5 times sword. Sword is 13, so 6.5 plus 7.5 is 14, plus hooded cloak 6 is 17, plus 1.5 green potions, 10.5, so 27.5 plus 1 breastplate, so 42.5. How does this come up with 111.5? Number of items is 4. Half, half, half. It's 1.5. 1.5, 3, 1, 4. Yeah. What did I do wrong here? Value plus equal. Get the item ID value times the average number of items. Yeah, weird. I don't see what's wrong with this. Wow. What is going on then? All right, so let's. Is it getting the wrong? No, I don't think it's getting the wrong anything. All right, instance data dot display name equals volcano. Let's put a conditional breakpoint there and then just rerun this. That way we can find out what's going wrong. All right, so we're in the first item drop. It is a sword. The average number should be 0.5. Yeah. The average value should be half of whatever the sword value is. 6.5. Yeah, I think it's right. Then the next one should be 7.5. So average should again be 0.5. We know that the average was fine. Oh, I see. It's not the average every time. Whoops. Okay. My bad. This is overall average. And then this is just average num items. Is equal to that. Yeah. My bad. All right. So yeah, this shouldn't have been 36. That should have been the first thing to clue me in. But hey, that's why we set breakpoints, right? Still getting the same values. What did I do? Oh, whoops. That should have been this. Yep. I spent a lot of time working on the quest stuff yesterday. I think I'm going to end up spending a lot of time tomorrow working on this stuff too. All right, yeah, now this is the correct value, 42.5. And you can see there's a pretty nice growth curve here. Times 3, times 2, almost times 2. Then I just didn't even work on the rest. Okay, let's go work on the rest. Actually, dungeon level 2 somehow is already generating 90. I guess because of how many axes it's generating from the copy paste data. All instance data. Wait. Yeah. So the dungeon, let's go to all item data. What haven't we used? I guess some of the big potions. Big potions should probably be worth a decent amount. 15-ish, maybe 13. Maybe we raise those even more. Fire sword should worth quite a lot. Demon helmet. dagger, boots, cloak. Have we used everything? Not the cane. The cane's kind of a boring thing though. An axe. Yeah, sure. Okay, so we're gonna generate this, and this, I think. So we have 1 armor, 2 weapons, 2 potions. Okay. Let's plop those in here. All right, so dungeon level 2. Let's give you a... Actually, you know, we should probably increase the price of these things even more. Well, let's just manifest some items and see what happens. So a demon helmet will give you 1 to 2 of those. 1 to 2 canes and 1 to 2 potions. Sure. In fact, why not 0 to 1 of each kind of potion? Life potion. Yeah, cool. And then we'll do the same general thing over here. So we give you some fire swords. Let's also give you some demon helmets, I guess. At this point, you would have pretty much fully upgraded everything, right? We'll give you more potions. And maybe some different kind of armors. Do we have any other armors that we haven't used? Maybe just the breastplate. Okay. How's that work out? Oh, and I didn't look at the average number of items too. We should take a look at that. So number of items 2, 6, 3, 18.5, 4, 42.5, 6, 68. All right, yeah, dungeon 2 is a little bit lacking. We need to increase the drops by about 2 and increase the value by a bit. Yeah. Increase the drops by about 2. So how about we add in maybe an older weapon? Like a bow? How much is a bow worth? 14. Yeah, let's have it always drop a bow. What's the syntax? That's just C#10, I think. New with no type is saying that it knows what the type is already from something else. In this case, we know that we're in a dictionary of instance data. So new is making a new instance data. And here we know that this must be an enemy spawn data because that's what room spawn data takes in. Yeah. Is this temporary? Seems like a lot of work to make more dungeons. I don't know. I think that if we want this to be somewhat automatic, like, hey, there's a new dungeon, just come up with loot for it, that it would need to know the rules of how we create loot. And right now it's kind of arbitrary. But in the future, we might be like, hey, this is the only instance where you get Demon Helmet. And there's a quest that involves Demon Helmet. So you have to go to Volcano 2. But yeah, we don't even have a quest for that yet. Okay, let's run this again. Yeah, so now the value went up by like 50% and then again up by 50%. Not too bad. Maybe chat could help out more in that area. Yeah, I think you certainly could do that. I think there are some basic things you would need to tell it though. Like the less cool looking items should be worth less, which I think you could get an AI to do, but you'd probably have to do yourself. So maybe you're like, okay, this range of items, the weaker potions are not worth a whole lot. Then these are worth more. Then these are worth more. Same thing with kind of the weapons and the armors and stuff. And then from there, you could be like, all right, now slot it in so that there's roughly a 20 to 30% increase in stats and everything. By the way, this is generally, when I talk about idle games and how I think they generally suck, a lot of what they do is infinite progression. And what they do is they just come up with like a math curve that they just apply recursively at larger and larger values. So that at any given time in the game, you're following this progression curve and then it sort of resets and you're following it again, but now with bigger numbers. And I don't like that. And I think from a gameplay perspective, and this is true of manually played games or idle games, there's sort of a feeling of conquering the game if you found something that you think is an unintended strategy. And the only way you'd get an unintended strategy, I guess, is if you weren't following these strict curves where they're just like, look, the numbers make sense. There's no way for you to violate this. So I think as long as the game kind of feels fun in the end, it doesn't matter too much. Like if it's more work for us, that's generally okay. Like I'm willing to absorb that. This is intended to be used to see if instances are relatively balanced in terms of drops. Yeah, and it's looking pretty good. So, all right, we've technically sort of done it. Let's try running the game. We got to get quests set correctly. We got to do a lot, actually. All right, so we're just going to speed the game up. But other than that, I'm going to play legitimately. So we're going to start a battle. We're always going to win that battle. We're actually always going to win all of these. All right, I'll upgrade my storeroom. Yep, cool. So now I have 10, so now I can level up my adventurer, which actually doesn't make any sense to do because I'd only very slightly go faster. So we want to get to 30 so I can hire a new adventurer. I guess even... Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, there we go. So now I can hire a new adventurer, and now I can run 2 battles at once, which will give me even more items. Yeah, and I could try the dungeon, but I think you're guaranteed to lose it, probably. No, actually we won. That gave me quite a cash infusion there. So we won it at a level 1, though. Is that what I want to have happen? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. But you should, like, totally lose the 3rd battle, right? Yeah, this is way too hard. Okay, that probably needs to be scaled down. Well, let's level up the adventurers a couple times. Let's give them some skills. Quicker strike and maybe inspiration. And try running that battle again. Okay, this we're definitely going to win. Oh, wow, we, like, barely won that. How did that happen? Maybe those skills aren't too impactful. Let's change the mage to have storm intensity instead. And maybe the rogue should have crit? I don't actually know what's better. Maybe one of each. I'm sure players would love to speed this up. Be able to see really quickly, like, did that work? All right, but I'm guessing the volcano's still impossible. Yep. I don't think there's any amount of even leveling these up that they'll be able to beat that. Let's try at level 10. So just stats-wise, can they win? Okay, yes, they can. So I guess leveling up is pretty powerful. But even then, they like kind of barely won. Here, Versace. The Burger King build. I still owe you. I don't exactly remember why. But all I know is if I ever meet you in real life, you're getting Burger King. Yeah, I'm glad to be making games again. How are you doing, Versace? All right, well, none of this is balanced. I don't know what level you can finally beat the volcano at, but I feel like it should probably be level 4 or something, and I probably should have undone this. Maybe I should have made save games. I should have saved, yeah. I should have saved before doing that. What's the point of making a save game thing if you're never going to use it? I also really want that, like, rerun a battle thing. All right. Gotta hire another adventurer. Gotta make money the hard way. There we go. That should do it. Okay, so now we can do 2 battles at once. It'll be a lot easier when we get the new UI. Oh, wait, no, we can just immediately go to the next level, right? Yeah. Oh, which I kind of wanted you to have to manage running multiple instances. At some point, that's going to be pretty important. Yeah, so these are like guaranteed wins. Leveling up your adventurer isn't even necessary. But now I can level them up twice. And again, get my skill points. All right, this time around, we're going to save the game. There. Now we should handily win these battles. And at some point we should, oh, do I need to upgrade the storeroom? Yeah, let's do that a couple times. Okay, we're not really getting too many items. All right, level up one more time. Cloak of Shadows, power by 20%, chance to dodge by 5%. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. We're clicking stuff. No, what? No, now we like totally lose that. Yeah, the difference between dungeon and volcano I think is a little too much. Let's try getting one more level and see if that works. All right, level up. Get another point in that. Another point in that. Can we win it now? My goodness. Like barely beat round 1. Yeah, no, this is practically impossible. And oh, you can send in a third adventurer though. So we could make it so you have to hire a new adventurer. Maybe the new one costs like 90. That would work. Oh, that would probably also change how we expect you to play this. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, let's set it to 90. See what happens. Okay. Oh, wait. I should save my game. Save. And then reload it. Now I don't need to repeat all of that stuff. Nice. Load game. All right. So let's speed this up again. Go to start battle. So we got to get to 90 money, which means doing this a bunch of times. Yep, they're getting there. I think I'm one short. Yeah, 89. Okay, but this will do it. And then we can hire the warrior. Got it. Which means we can now go to the volcano with the warrior and give them some skills. Maybe shields up. Reduce damage taken while taunting. All right, how do we do now? Still not great. Yeah, still not great. Maybe those skills are just bad. Whoops, not player skills. Although actually player skills are the way you would probably overcome some of this too. I didn't even think about that. You mean Skelebucks? That's I don't think so. This is a pretty stupid skill. Disorient. Yeah, this is pretty dumb. Crush misses, you gain a power bonus. Increased chance to counterattack. Now let's try that. I don't think it's going to be any better though. Okay. So, yeah, there's no there's no doing this, is there? You'd have to like start different battles here. Yeah, I need to level up another time. I think we just need to tone down the volcano. I think it's about time. Let's go do it. So there are two ways we can do this. One is cut down the number of enemies, and two is cut down the strength of enemies. Scasos. I don't really feel like that works, but it would be funny. So 3 bats are murdering me, and then 2 bats and a worm. So let's just make the bats weaker. Volcano bat. Volcano bat has 300 life and does 20 damage. What if it did 15 damage? Yeah. Let's try that. So they do 75% of the damage they used to do. So we load the game. And, oh, darn it. I don't have the warrior now. I forgot to save. I should really have like a multiple like debug save files or something. That actually would be a good idea. That way I could reload from a like, oh, you've been playing for 2 hours kind of game save. Problem is then that scenario would get a lot more testing than anything else. Nice. Okay. Whoops. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. I didn't mean to level them up. I don't want to do that. I gotta reload. All right, whatever. We're just gonna click grant money. There, done. I've got 1,000,000 money now. All right, so now we can try this out. I want to see if we can beat this instance. Because they're doing less damage. Ooh, that's pretty close, actually. Although I don't remember if there's a third round. Do they win it now? Yeah, there's a third round. The third round's kind of a joke. Maybe we delete the third round. Or make it less of a joke. Yeah, just delete the third round. All right, so now we got some real money. Right, this starts giving a bunch of different items. Yeah. All right, then we can go to the forest 2. Whoa, way too many enemies. They just, wow, they slaughtered me. All right, let's level up another couple times. Try that out. I put all my points into inspiration. Probably a dumb idea. All right, how's that go? Yeah, still pretty poorly. Nope, they won that time. It's just a one-shot battle? Oh, cool. Yeah, they probably don't win every time, though. Well, I know they don't win every time. They won that time. Oh, they died that time. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, cool. I like that. And what do we get when we win that battle? Bunch of cloaks and stuff. All right, so now Dungeon 2. Dungeon 2 is easier than the forest? No, I'm dying. Did I win that time? I did win that time. All right, Dungeon 2 might be too easy. Green skeleton, red skeleton, and skeleton. Do we use any other skeletons? We use regular skeletons. So those should probably still be normal, but the green and red one should be made more powerful. Green and red, yeah. Okay, let's make them... Let's make this do more damage. Yeah, let's just have it do more damage. All right, then what about the last instance, Volcano 2? Here's where we would hire another adventurer. We would give them the most overpowered ability in the game, reactive healing, and then probably just wipe out the volcano. Yep. Like, stupidly easy. Yeah, there's no beating the cleric. Wow, just really, really powerful. In fact, what level are we? 7? Yeah, it's way too strong. Maybe the cleric is way too strong? What if we just got rid of this? We didn't put any skill points in. Do we still pretty much always win? Yeah, no, this is bad. It's really bad. All right, let's make it not bad. Oh, what do you have in this? Worm. 3 worms, then 4 blue grims, then 5 red slime. And we don't use any of those, right? No, we don't. So worm is here. Oh, it only has 100 life. Everything up until that point has like 300, 400. All right, so let's do 400 life and 20 attack. I'm going to save this game, by the way. I don't want to forget that. Save. Okay, so that's that one. Then blue grim and red slime. So blue grim is here. If worm had 400 life, how many of you are there? There are 4 of you, so maybe 350. Maybe 18 attack. And then red slime, there are 5 of you, so maybe 300. Yeah, you know what? Let's make it 500. Yeah, and give you slightly less attack. Okay, let's try that. Restart code in Rust. This is Rust, though. Load. Now we get to see, are my characters still super overpowered? Yes. They just aren't taking damage. Or if they are taking damage, they're healing it up almost immediately. If I ditch the cleric, do I just die immediately? Wow, the cleric makes a gigantic difference. But no, I still think I win. Well, no, I didn't win. What if I don't have the mage and have the cleric? Yeah, I think the cleric is overpowered. I think it's super overpowered. I don't even have skill points on them. I think they might lose this one. Yeah, but even then, we could have stopped that from happening by just putting points in this, which, like I said, is the most broken ability in the game, probably. So now what? Guaranteed wins with full life at the end? Yeah. Pretty much. Yep. Cleric is busted. No, this is C#. I was just kidding. Yeah, this is this is bad. I guess this needs to be toned down. 75% chance to cast heal when attacked. And how much do you heal for? 28. So it's pretty much chance on hit to gain life. I don't know what I was thinking. All right, heal. Let's go change you. Reactive healing percent per level. So 75% is too much. Maybe like 9% wouldn't be so bad. Yeah, I'm cutting that way down. I still think it'll be too powerful, though. I think healing is just so unique in the game right now. The cleric is the only one that can heal. And it's so valuable. I don't want every fight to need a healer. All right, let's load this up. Speed it up. And then, oops, I accidentally leveled up. Okay, fine, load again. We're going to put points in reactive healing. Ooh, whoops, I coded that wrong. Grants a 450% chance to cast heal when attacked. So what, that means that I can start a battle with just the cleric and win no matter what? Yep. Yeah, whoops. Well, that was a mistake. Let's put a 0 there. That'll be a 45% chance. Yeah, look at that. Not anywhere close to dying. Could healing also debuff? Maybe the accuracy or speed go down? Well, the cleric is... I like how the cleric is designed. I just think it needs to be skewed a little bit. So it's got this ability. Healing a target causes 20% of the healing to be dealt as damage to a random enemy. And overhealing causes even more of that damage to happen. So basically, if you don't need the healing, it's going to just do more damage. But if you need the healing, then you get a slight damage benefit as well. And then you have a heal. And it has you could put a heal over time component on it or make it like counter heal. And then you have a blessing of haste, which is just give your party a haste buff and increase the healing they receive. So I really like how the class is designed, but clearly it's overperforming. And I think reactive healing is the culprit, because when we set it to 450%, we were invincible. And even at 75%, we were practically invincible. So now if we load the game and put all of our points into this, it's now a 45% chance. So it's 30% lower than it used to be. And even that's probably still too much. Yeah, my party is not really taking damage. And part of the reason why is that the warrior has full points into this, which is while taunting, reduced damage taken by 75%, and they taunt for half the time. So they're taking roughly 38% less damage all the time. Heal for a portion instead. Heals for 10% of its regular amount as reactive. Oh, I see. You're saying reframe reactive healing to say grants a 45% chance to cast like a half power heal or something like that. I think is this the culprit? If I reduce that to 0, I probably still win, but just not as crazily. No, it's still pretty crazy. Yeah. I think the cleric just breaks everything. So without the cleric, they die. Wait, they don't die? No, they die. Yeah. And if I level them up another couple times, in fact, if we put them at the maximum level, could they win on their own? I don't know what skills are best, but We're just going to pick some stuff. And this one, sure. Okay, start battle. Yes, they can. Yeah, they can. So it's just the cleric that makes it even more broken. And now the cleric is probably healing for like an infinite. Yeah. All right. I don't know what to do. I don't even have skill points on the cleric. You're just too powerful. It's just healing that's too powerful. Maybe we just lower the amount that you heal. Yeah, in fact, I was already thinking about this earlier. Maybe we change how this is framed. So what if heal did less? Like what if we just cut it in half, 0.6? And then what if resonant healing, which is what does damage, what if instead of converting 20% of the damage, it converted 40% of the damage? So now the damage is unchanged, but you heal for less. Or wait, no, it's changed because I didn't make those numbers. Oh, no, I cut this in half and I doubled this. Yeah. So it's unchanged. And then we even doubled that damage. Okay, that might do it. This is why I hate balance, because there are so many ways you could approach this. Does it do damage to resonant healing? Yeah, and that's why it's so synergistic. Like I like the kit that this character has. You always convert your healing into damage dealt, and heal can be done reactively and also give a heal over time, which can also convert to damage dealt. And then you can grant haste to everybody. So it's like super cool class. Really like it. So now heal says heals for 14 life. Resonant healing says does 40% of that as damage. So if I put these characters into a battle now. You do that as a job full time? Oh man, it's so tedious. It's fun to think about, but then in practice, it's just so difficult. We should really measure how much damage each character is doing. How much healing too. Yeah. We really need to measure how much damage and healing each character does per battle. Yeah, so even without skill points, this is still just broken. Level 7, and I'm able to win. Best way for us to measure balance is many analytic points. Yeah. Yeah. I think we're going to need that too. Okay, this is at least slightly better. I think just having 4 party members is helping. So now let's try with reactive healing set to max and regenerate. And I'm going to cut out a party member, the rogue. Do we win? You can see it ticking up for 1 because of the heal over time component. Okay, so not so overpowered that we win that, I guess. But definitely are winning this. Which means we should probably make a 7th zone that's just like stupidly powerful. Although there wouldn't be any choice you'd have to make, I guess. Can you even imagine running sims for every character, every talent combo to see any outliers? Yeah. Yeah, I think we got to do it. The only clerics, yeah. I don't think I have an easy way to do that. I guess I do. I could just give them all the same abilities. Oh, hey, so focused. Yeah, I am having fun. And yeah, Botland was way back in the day. I can tell you when you were last here. Oh wait, actually, okay, you were last here in 2023 and also said I remember Botland. But then yeah, 2020 is like when I was streaming for real. But yeah, I'm back, done working at Google, back to working on a game. It's called Skeleseller. And I know this is a whole bunch of stuff going on at once, but the way this works is you send your party to do battle and they just battle automatically. And when they win, you get items and you sell those items in your shop. Your adventurers go and, restock everything you got. So they'll drag the items down and these customers can purchase them. So yeah, it's been going pretty well. Why does that demon helmet look off by 1 pixel? Where is it in here? 209. Where is that? All item data? Demon helmet 208. Yeah, that should be correct. This divided by 16. Yeah. Huh. Where does the Skella come from? So I don't know if you've seen this, but there is a tiny bit of the story here. Your dreams to be an adventurer, you're out adventuring, you get poisoned by a snake, you can't find an antidote, and you die. So the skeleton comes back from you come back as a skeleton. So in the game, that is you. This little character running around over here. Yeah. And I was coming up with names for the game. I was thinking of like Idle Tycoon and whatever stuff like that, where it's like, yeah, I guess so. And I thought it'd be really flavorful if you were a skeleton and we called it Skeleseller, and then we made the character a skeleton. They're 24 pixels. Wait, are you kidding me? No, they're 16 by 16. I think the characters are 24, or maybe the tiles are 24. Yeah, characters are 24. Items are 16 by 16. And yeah, I guess also tiles are 24 by 24. Otherwise, this wouldn't have worked because our world tiles are also 16 by 16. Or it would have just looked weird, I guess. Yeah, so I don't know what to do about the balance of that. I think we could just crank up the volcano a little bit, or we could make it a final zone after this that's just supposed to be sort of unbeatable. And if you find a way to beat it, then great. In fact, maybe we should do that. Volcano 3. It's such a stupid name. All right, let's go make a Volcano 3. This is sort of the just end game thing that who cares if it's balanced. Volcano 3, instance zone name that, level 7, maximum of, yep, whatever. And then just cram in everything. I don't know. What's our hardest enemy? The Skeleseller? I could dig it. It's pretty good. Red Skeleton has 400. Worm is also pretty powerful. So let's throw in some worms, some red skeletons, some blue slimes, some red slimes. Just a little bit of everything, you know? Worms. Blue slimes. Let's throw in 6 of those. Let's throw in some red skeletons. Maybe like 6 of those. And what else did I say? What else is really powerful? Orange worms are really powerful for some reason. Yeah. Throw in a bunch of those. And just, no, we can't get another room. Yeah. I'm going to throw in some dumb bats here. Forest dummies. Yep, let's throw in a couple of those. And then what other things should we have here? I don't know, a skeleton. Oh, wait, we already have some skeletons, don't we? We don't have any grims. Let's throw in some grims. There. Because that totally makes sense. Then I want to be done with this. I want to move on to like, let's get quests or player skills or something else. All right, so if I just hit grant most things, start battle in the Volcano 3. I'm at max level. We're going to put some points into some stuff. I'm not going to spend any time thinking about this. And cleric. There. Now we start a battle. Oh, this is easy. This is too easy. This is supposed to be the hardest instance. Nothing is strong enough. Oh man. All right. What if we capped you at 3 party members though? Then maybe. Now everything's still melting. They need to do more damage. Yeah, they just need to do more damage. All right, well, fine then. Let's find something that's in the volcano too. Maybe the worm should do more damage. They're at least one of the characters that should. Worm 23. Orange worm. Where is orange worm used? There's one of it in the volcano. All right, we're going to bump the damage on you. 25. And is there anything else that's kind of exclusive to these? Red slime. Guess we're going to make the red slime super powerful. 30 damage. But now we need to make it just like tons of those. Yeah. I don't, this is still a waste of time. Yeah, let's throw in one of those and then 3 of these. And as I said, I don't think this is gonna make a big difference. All right, load the game. Oh, I didn't save the skills? No, I didn't. All right, well, what does this do? Increase power and dodge bonus? And what do these things do? Okay, great. Yeah. Now put them all in. Go get them. My characters are invincible. They're just too powerful. Maybe we just tone down the stats of the cleric. Or cut out one of the party members. Yeah, I think we just cut out a party member for this. Although that probably makes it impossible. Yep. Probably impossible. Although we are going to add the player-wide skill tree, and that might increase your damage or something. Yeah, you know what? Whatever. Let players figure this out. I don't care. Max number of adventurers 3. We're done. Cool. First quest gives 6 instances, varying party sizes, grant different items, use all different enemy types. Yeah. Okay, now we need to make this grant you all of the items in the game. So let's just do this. We'll search for the right parenthesis, and we'll just do one of these. We'll do +1, +2. There. So we just, we added quite a lot of potential items. In fact, now if we print out all the stats, we should see the expected value of that instance is probably really high. Yeah, it went from 149 to 320, and you get roughly 17 items per completion. Sounds good. This should only happen in a debug build if os.has feature debug. Is that capitalized? Yeah. Initialize static fields inline and remove the static constructor. This literally could be anywhere, so just put it somewhere else, I guess. Validator. All data validator. Where's this called from? Oh, that's not how that works. What I mean is, where's this called from? Runtime validator. Okay, where does this come from? Instance data? Yep. How could one get skill 37? What if I, Ski Dog, wanted to get skill 37? All right, so did some general balancing stuff, added in some, I'm not even gonna, yeah, just did some balance, added some content. Add content and balance a bit. Okay, what do we still need to do? Abilities for enemies? Yeah, I could make it so enemies could poison you or something. I gotta add quests. I mean, this part's done. This is done. This is done. Yeah, I gotta add quests and gotta add player abilities. Okay, what should the player abilities be? No one was willing to sell said skill. If they wanted to sell it. I wrote down some things over here. You can make it so your adventurers do more damage. There's like the boring stuff. They do more damage. They take less damage. Increase the speed of customers or maybe adventurers on the overworld. Increase item sell price. Lower enemy life. These are all kind of boring. But then again, I think all we need are some boring ones for now. Right? Yeah. What are the other ideas I had? I think I just want you to get an idea for what quests are for and for how this stuff is going to work. I have workers move faster. A lot of workers hold multiple items. Like, I'm not going to code this in an hour. Overworld spells. Customers leave sooner. More customers. Yeah, this sort of thing would be really cool. There could be a skill where you could put up to 5 points in it, and it just says, like, you can have 2 more customers in your town per skill point. So you could eventually have, like, 15 customers wandering around. But that only matters once you're later in the game. All right, higher rarity item drops. I think that would be cool too. Like plus 2% chance to get very rare items. But we don't have a system for that yet. Higher sell value. Oh, I thought this was a pretty neat idea. Every time an item sells, do something in battle, like heal your characters or give them a buff. Shop upgrades. Drop rate, item value. Oh, cool. I like this one a lot. 5% chance that an item gets duplicated when phasing through the portal. So basically every item you get has a chance to be doubled. Yeah, that's really cool. 5% is probably way too much. But yeah, I think we should code that one. Add player-wide abilities. So I like this one. What else is on this list? Cooldowns, cost, auto battling, straightforward stat increases. Yeah, I think we're going to do straightforward stat increases for the rest, maybe. Yeah. So what do we have? Plus damage, plus customer speed, plus sell price. Yeah, maybe we code these 4. And by the way, none of the numbers are exact. Just consider them to be something. And maybe we let you have 6 quests. So the first 3 would give you 1 point. The next 3 would give you 2 points. So that's 9 points. So maybe each of these can be upgraded 3 times. So you have to pick what you want. 3 upgrades per thing. Make 2 quests per shop. Maybe 3 quests per shop. 3 quests per shop. So 4 upgrades per thing. That'd be 16, and then you'd get 12. Customer. Yeah. Yeah, 3 quests per shop, 1 point per quest. So you get 9 points, and you have 16 things you can put them into. Yeah, that's pretty good. That way you have to pick. Okay, well, let's go code all this. I mean, this one's definitely the easiest because we already coded it. So we just go into ability ID and we change the name of debug to not debug. So 37 is no longer the superpower ability. So we're just going to call this player power ability. And then find the usages of this. What do we call this? Battle instincts. Oh, I hear a cat trying to break down the door. Abby. She just like pushed the door open, but then didn't come in. Weird. All right, we got to rename this too. Can you just rename this here? Player power ability. Well, she's trying. She doesn't seem to understand how to get in. Oh man, I feel bad. I could just go open the door, but I want to see her learn. We'll rename the stream to Abby Learns Live. Player power ability. We should probably put these into a player folder. Yeah, I'll write a note to clean that up later. Put player skills into their own folder. None are active. So she finally made it in. For those who don't know who I'm talking about, it's this little beast. Hey, Abby. Hey, Steve. She gonna come up? You wanna come up on the desk? Good girl. Okay, now we zoom out for you. Hi. Abby, what do you think we should code? Debug player power ability. Hi, girl. Want to sit on my lap? Come on. Gotcha. Yeah, so I want to get a few different abilities in this tree, and then it's going to be like one of those things that happened in checkpoint 1. It's like clearly we're not going to have just 3 items in the game, so you can just expect that there will be more at some point. Aren't you cute? She's looking up at me, but it's behind the pop filter, so you can't really tell. Okay, I gotta do work. You gonna not bite my arm? For whatever reason, she does not want me using this keyboard. Okay, so this gave a buff that lasted... Okay, you sit here. Pop filter or cat filter? It's both right now. Isn't that right? What a good girl. All right, so this gave you 1,000% damage increase. We need to make it based on the... Okay, yeah. She bites my arm for some reason. I don't know why. She just like takes offense to me trying to code. I'm gonna have to kick you out. You're gonna be a good girl? Yeah? We both love this cat. She is very well taken care of. We play with her all the time. Kitty cam. I mean, the kitty cam is the main cam right now. Abby, can I do work? Can I please do work? I have a picture of her. Let me show you. I like this picture. See if I can find it. Yeah, here. I was playing a game and she had her paw on my hand. And even that tiny amount of weight is enough to kind of throw you off if you're trying to do any precision stuff. You're so cute. Yeah, the human will give the Abby attention. That is right. See, as soon as I start using my keyboard, she wants to get up on the desk. So I don't know how to do this such that I can work and she can just sit there. See, it's like I tried moving my hand. She's immediately there. She's like, your hand needs to be on my head. I can code too. All right, well, chat, you want to chat for a bit? Oh, she just pawed at OBS on my monitor. What a cat. Okay, we're going to take a break. I'm going to pay attention to you, but we're also going to talk to chat. All right, here we go. There. Yeah. So, chat, what are your projects that you're working on? As long as I'm going to get sidetracked here by the cat. Come on, sit down. Sit your little butt down. Good girl. And how are your work weeks going? Because I think things have been going pretty well here. It's been steady progress. I got back in the swing of things. I'm no longer sick. Can't complain. And it's nice to have a lot of work to do. And I guess also to feel like you're making progress. Slowly working away and using VS Code. So far, so good. Lots of setup again, though. Yeah. There might be some converter for Sublime shortcuts into VS Code. But I find that generally it doesn't take too long to do because all the stuff you use, frequently you find out that it isn't what you think and then you go fix it. Side hustle, working on Skeleseller. It's a good side hustle. Twitch IRC into Bevy. But a lifetime thing has foiled me and I have no idea how to solve it. There are probably some pretty good Rust communities out there that could help with that sort of thing. But you mentioned Twitch IRC into Bevy, but is there a game or are you making a library for other people to use for their games? Just got a Pinesil. I gotta look up what that is. Actually, could you tell me? Because if I try to put my hand on the keyboard, the cat's gonna bite at me. Started working on a simulation game, just as a crime boss / mafia simulation that probably plays a bit like Banished. Whoa, cat. Okay, you're making it for an overlay. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, Bevy looks interesting. I like that they've got, I think it's the one I'm thinking of. They've got an ECS built in. Hey, Fox. Put a box on the desk as a cat trap. And hi, mostly lurking. Yeah, I could. It's just most of the time I'm not trying to actually do something important so I can stop and pay attention to her. It's nice that I can chat with everybody here now too. But then, yeah, I do want to get back to work, so I probably will kick her out in a little bit. Biggest thing I've had issues with so far is just configuring tab trigger priorities. Oh, snippets versus Emmet versus Copilot. Yeah. You know, if overall it ends up being a benefit and you can't get exactly the same functionality as you had in Sublime, I feel like it's still worth it. There's something I had in Sublime, which was an incremental search, but it was like there was a very specific way that it worked, and VS Codes didn't work that way. So I just stopped using incremental search. Oh, yeah, right. It is. Yeah, okay, I've seen that. Pretty cheap USB-C powered soldering iron. Yeah. Next step, hand wire keyboard. Wait, what? If you got a Pinesil, why are you hand wiring? Because isn't the... Oh, I guess you're going to solder the wires on after? I always thought hand wiring meant no soldering, but I guess not. We're on a portal for pets. People can sign up as a dog walker, look for dog walkers, look for pets that are up for adoption. Oh, cool. I was telling someone the other day, I saw a poster up in our neighborhood, and it was something like, you know, Lost Cat, but then it was a site specifically made for lost animals. And I just thought, I guess there's a site or an app for everything at this point. Oh, she's finally leaving. Okay, I'm done talking to you, chat. No, I'm kidding. I guess there's a site or app for everything at this point. And people are trying to profit off of everything. Because I was going to say, I guess the usual thing people do is just post posters. I don't really know what the site provides. I didn't go to it. Yeah, lost pet thing. Yeah. Totally. Hey, you came up with Skell points. I came up with the lost pet thing. Scratching each other's backs over here. Holding right click and using my scroll wheel to swap between open files. Okay, cool. It's good that you could rewrite it in AHK, because I was going to say VS Code, since it came out, has not had mouse customizations as far as I know. And it's a little frustrating because, like, a lot of people want to use a middle click to go to the definition of something, and you just can't do that. Getting back into game dev after a bit of a longer break. How long were you out of game dev for, Fox? Because I know you were doing it for a long time back when I was working on Botland. That's back when I would actually read Twitter and see what you would post. I don't go to Twitter anymore. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there are now neighborhood apps. Yeah, it's true. And I guess if you have enough coverage there that people will talk to other people and be like, oh, that cat that you think was a stray is actually this person's cat. Yeah. I want a hackathon for making a little app that let you take pictures of animals. It would search a database for similar animals. Oh, wow. Nice, Crucials. What was the hackathon for? Your company? Just a local thing? You can use obscure keyboard hotkeys and map those to mouse functions. Yeah. And I guess as long as it works, that's good. Trying to think. I think for tabs, I mostly either use my mouse to just go between tabs because I have a next tab, previous tab thing, or I guess I mostly use this. I think it's mostly those two things. I guess sometimes I go by hotkey, but it's not too often because then I have to actually pay attention to what the order is. A local thing had a community improvement and ad tech portion. Cool. It's really nice that exists. I've only heard of hackathons at like a company level, I guess. Out of it, maybe as long as you were away. Wow, yeah. Geez, was it a burnout thing? Because I think game dev, one of the things that I think would be tough, let's say I were to make another 3 RPGs in my lifetime. Like, I don't want to make other item systems. I don't want to make other quest systems. Like, I've done them before. And yet I probably would have to make them so that they're custom for that game and whatever its needs are. But there's just a lot of edge cases and just things you've done a million times. And yeah, I could see myself getting burned out on game dev at some point. Wouldn't work on similar looking cats, yeah. Can't really use the control P thing because I have many projects open at the same time. Yeah. Yeah, I guess if scrolling through tabs works for you. I was gonna say you gotta be really careful. But well no wait, you've gotta open the files in the first place, right? I guess you just navigate to them in something like the Explorer or something. By the way, I just found out about this, I think 2 days ago or yesterday, but you can click the file name here and go to other files in the same folder. And that's kind of nice. Bit of a burnout thing. Also lots of life things happen. Yeah. Yeah, well, I hope you continue to enjoy it and, you know, post about it in Discord or something because I'm not going on Twitter. Cater to me, Fox. Cater to me. All right, where do we leave off of this? Oh yeah, I was making the player ability. So we got to come up with what are the numbers for this. And I feel like it probably, if we make it too much, like if we say 5, 10, 15, 20%, then we're just going to have to assume you have this all the time. In fact, that's actually probably a good reason why not to do this. And if it's not a lot of damage, then you wouldn't even really notice it. I don't know how I feel about this. Oh, you're less on Twitter too? Yeah. I just realized. I wonder when people will stop calling it Twitter, when that'll be a sign that you're from the old days. Yeah, exactly, in the folder explorer. Oh, nice. I don't like your font choice, though. I don't think it really matches the rest of the program and this weird black box you've got, and there's no padding here. Yeah. Also, you've got 4 sites listed, but 5 carets here? Weird ski. No wonder you don't like VS Code. Twitter something like X. Twitter is a very different place now, I feel. I go on there and everyone seems to have a blue check mark, and I don't know what happened. I guess you pay for them now. Terrible UI work. Yeah, write an extension to fix that. Yeah, I'm really torn on this. I don't know if it makes sense to do this. We could code it and just who cares, not even consider it in the balance equation. But I think it's a bad idea. Maybe we do like 2/4, 6, 8, 10%. Or maybe not. I just don't think we do this. I like these ones, I guess. Yeah. All right. All right, let's take a break. How about that? I've been waffling a lot, and I'll take a break. I'll come back. We'll code at least one of these things. Yeah. Come up with another perk. Probably shouldn't be a battle stat. Yeah, all right. I'll be back. Is it jump time? It's jump time. I got to see very stubborn Raimu there jumping up against the ceiling. Close the game. All right, yeah, I'm going to code the item duplication thing. I think it would be nice. So I guess we'll just delete the other player abilities or what? I don't know. I don't know. I guess we just rename this to power. I guess we just undo the whole thing, right? Yeah, we undo the whole thing. Okay, goodbye. Discard all 5 files. So we'll call this player item dupe ability. We should come up with a cool name for it. Item gets duplicated. Item doubling. Yeah, item doubling. Okay. Now we go into debug power ability. Save this as player item doubling ability. All right, this has to work like how the other skills work. Let's go to heal, for example. And we'll make a chance per level. We'll just call it chance per level, percent chance per level. Yeah, that's fine. All right, now the percent chance has to be pretty low, especially because there are going to probably be 5 levels of this. And this will probably be like the most impactful thing in the game. So maybe we set it to 0.01. Yeah, nether facsimile. Pretty cool name for this. So there is no initialize that we need here. We do need the percent chance stuff. So let's take that right from heal. Or what's it called? What is it called? What's anything with a percent chance? Oh my goodness. I don't know. Stealth? No. What is it? Oh, reactive healing. Wow. There should be a tooltip for this, right? Oh, this is the buff. We need just reactive healing. Ah, there it is. All right, this is what I want. Copy this. Oh, now I realize what the problem is. We need to take in an abilities component here. Yeah. Abilities component. I did not think about that. Yeah, so this is going to change everything. So chance is going to be... Where's get chance? Public float, and it's on the ability. All right, I guess let's copy paste that over here. Paste this here. So this is abilities component, get level of ability, ID, level times percent chance per level. All right, so grants a chance plus chance per level to double an item as it enters your storeroom. Oh, could this cause any issues? I guess what I'm trying to think of is what if you found like 5 kind of worthless items and then 1 valuable one, but the 5 worthless ones end up turning into 10 worthless ones and you don't get the valuable one? You wouldn't know that the valuable one even dropped, I guess. I don't know, whatever. Doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. All right, so now we just need to change the parent class to take in an abilities component. In fact, let's copy this. Which means this needs to take in an abilities component, which means this needs to pass it over to there, which is probably what the passive ability version of this did, or base ability. Did it? Yes, it did. Yeah. All right. I like it. Only worthy items have a chance to be multiplied. I don't really think it's a big problem because your storeroom can upgrade to be 64 items big. And I don't even know if you'll fill that by the end game. Like, are you just generating so many items that you need, 40 adventurers just to handle it all? And who knows? We'll have to see how that goes. So I want to delete the other player abilities that we have because they're just going to become a maintenance burden. In fact, maybe we don't even override this. Or we just have it taken an abilities component. Yeah, fine. There's another one. There's another one. And I think we're good. Okay, so there's the item doubling ability. Now we need to go to all ability info because unfortunately this needs to be manifested there. Item doubling. And then I think the Skell tree needs it. Yeah, it does. There's maybe no prerequisite for this. How do we know to even put it in here then? Do we know how to put it in there? Also, what's the problem with that? Oh, get tooltip needs to have the abilities component. Player abilities. Oh, because we put it into the tree manually for now. Okay, I see. So I guess we delete these other ones. Or just keep them there and don't touch them. Yeah, let's duplicate this. Call this item doubling. Put it over here. And call this item doubling skill button. Yep. We just need to find those strings. There they are. Item doubling. All right, let's try running it. It won't be functional because we didn't code it, but the button should be in the game and it should let you assign skills. Oh, except we don't have skill points, so we need a debug add points button. Okay, I'll have to do that. Grants a 0% chance plus 1% per level to double an item as it enters your storeroom. Yeah, and if we very quickly grant ourselves... Oh, actually, I could just load the game, right? Do I have any skill points? No, I don't. Well, that's dumb. Let's go accept a bunch of quests. And now let's grant a bunch of items. Oh, the items it grants are going to be over every single instance now, so it's a very, very slim chance that we actually get something we need. There we go. All right, so now we have enough to be able to put a point into item doubling, and it did not update. Yeah, so that's a bug. Yeah, when you put a point in it, it's got to update. The skill tree probably does this. Update tooltip. Does that happen when you modify a skill? Yeah, it does. Okay, we got to do that from the skill tree too. Where's left click and right click? Left click modify ability level. Here it is. Let's put this here. And does this have to take something in here? Ability ID. Show and update. I don't think we need that. What if I just say update? Yeah, that must work. Done tree. I feel like that would be lost on players, especially if it takes place in the cellar. We need a debug button to grant skill points. Where is it here? Debug grant skill points. Here it is. All right, we're going to copy the whole button and we're going to put it into the skill tree. Put it over here, I guess. Yeah. And then how do we make that not show up? Debug, set up debug button. Here it is. We'll just copy paste this. Skill tree is debug, grant skills button is where? In the HBox container? Yeah. I don't want to have to keep updating where this thing is. I guess we could get it by its exact name somehow. I think with a percent sign. I'll just try that. It's a bit of a stretch. No, it's not. It was the right amount of stretch. So if not is debug build return. Otherwise, put a pressed property on it. And when it presses it, you modify your available skill points. I don't even think you can do that from here, can you? Oh, we don't need to do that? How do you... Where do you modify this? Or does it just know? Oh, modify skill points. Well. Okay, that should do it. Let's call this from ready. And test it out. All right, so how do we test this? We click this. The goggles do nothing. Set up debug button. It's probably not a percent sign. I don't know how you do this. Godot get node by unique name. It's seen unique nodes. Here it is. Percent access as unique name. Yeah, it's a percent. Node inside the same scene. Yeah. Why doesn't that work then? Debug grant skill points. Debug grant skill points. Did I save this? Yeah. Let's put a breakpoint here. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know how that could fail. So this apparently doesn't exist. Relative to Skeleseller, it shouldn't be relative. That's what the percent sign is, right? What? How do you get the percent sign to work? Is this a GD script only thing? Oh wait, is that a property you need to set in this thing? Access as unique name? Enable seen unique names. Oh, I did not know that. Revoke unique name. Oh, I assumed that was just a thing you could do. Okay, well, I'm fine with that. I just didn't know that was a thing. All right, so now this works. Yes, it does. Which means that now the button probably works. Yeah, I wonder why too. Maybe it's so that they do some extra checks to make sure it's unique or something. Or maybe because otherwise people would be confused. Yeah, maybe that's why. Because if you instantiate the same scene into a node and then make the children editable, they'd all have the same names and it would probably mess something up. Yeah, so we have a way of granting points and now we can click this and yep, we see the tooltips updating. Pretty cool. Yeah, nice. Oh, wait, what's that? That's wrong. That was... Oh, when you right click, it doesn't update it? How is that possible? Update tooltip. Yeah, that's strange. Is this not called when you right click an ability? Oh my god, it's not? Okay, well, that was a mistake. Ability ID. Yeah, wow. Well, we just simplified that code and found a bug in the process. Yeah, I didn't even think testing this would matter, but I guess so. Yeah, looks like it's working. Cool. Now we just make it functional. So the way we do this is we go into town and we actually, there is a generate drops thing, but generating drops would need to know that you double it. So we could pass in a doubling chance. Yeah, might as well. Doubling chance. Or percent doubling chance, percent doubling percent chance, yeah. That. Okay, let's set this to this. No, just get the ability. Get ability. Yeah, nice. That's a thing. And then do get chance. Oh, wait, we can't do that because we would need to cast it. Hmm. Oh, cool. Have animated water. Yeah, nice. I'm glad you're doing that. I don't want to be looking into that. Do we have a get ability that's generic? No. I think we need a generic one. We have this. Is that the literally the only one? And all it does is cast it anyway. Okay. Uh fine, I guess. We just cast it. Okay, why did I not make one of those then? Public T question mark. Yeah, get ability. So now this can call get ability T and then not need to cast it. Yep. And now we can call that from over here somewhere. It works. Kind of silly, I'd say. Yeah. Yeah, kind of silly. How did we how did we do this? We must use get chance somewhere else. I guess in the heal ability? Heal reactive healing. We just get the how do we do this? Get ability for entity. Okay, I see. Yeah. So I'm doing this the way I want to be doing it. It's just a little strange. And I guess in this case it could return null. It doesn't here. Why do we not have a problem here? This returns a T question mark, but I never need to check it. Strange. Strange. Why don't we need to check it here? No, I don't understand this. Yeah, I don't understand that. This returns... Oh, there's an exclamation mark right there. Oh my god, that's so easy to miss. Okay, yeah, you might not have this ability, in which case this is going to be 0. Can I put like question mark 0? This can go somewhere. I don't know where exactly. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh man, I know this can return. Okay, let's do that. Let's first get your item doubling ability. Item doubling ability equals that. So this can return null. And then this needs to be this. Yeah. Okay. And if we don't have that, we should be able to set this to 0. Perfect. There we go. We got there in the end. Now this is a float doubling % chance. Okay, so for every item that we grant, we potentially want to double it. I wonder what level we want to double it at. Because we could either double it here when we generate them from the instance. We could double them when we add them to the storeroom. I guess it doesn't really matter where. I don't have any reason to do it in one place over the other. And it's every single item ID that you might be adding. So if... Do I have a % chance function? I don't think so. I really should have added one. Do I really not? I know it's really simple to write. I'm just surprised I didn't write one. Process, disorient, use, get damaged. No, I never wrote one. Huh, okay. Well, we're going to need to write one of those. Write a % chance function. Well, in the meantime, I guess let's just do one of these there. Yeah. Well, I think I'd rather write it like this. Int num copies to add. Right, we have a chance to totally double how many of these you do. Yeah. 2, otherwise 1. And then iterate over this. Okay. Yeah. That's it. I don't like a triple for loop, but I'm not going to split this into functions right now. And I think it's clear enough what's happening, hopefully. I could make a private static function that takes all of this at least. Yeah, whatever. Let's try running this. So how do we know that this worked? And the player won't even know it worked either. And if the player doesn't know it worked, then I guess that's kind of a problem. In which case the doubling shouldn't happen here. And yeah, I don't know where we would say this, that you got an extra piece of loot. Yeah, we need some like notification thing, something like that. I'll write that down too. Need a notification feature so that we can tell the player about things like item doubling. Without that, it's impossible for the player to know that item doubling even works. Alert extra loot. I mean, we could spawn a thing that'll let you know that you got extra loot. It's just without a notification center, they would all stack on top of each other. So if you got like 6 new items at once. Although we could merge that all into one message. Oh man. It's already gonna mess up though. I don't even know where we'd put that in the game. All right, well, for now, let's do this. Let's just see if it works. So let's set the chance to be 20% per level. I know I said it's 21, that's fine. When you get loot? Yeah, when the dungeon is finished. It's not per floor. Because I guess we could say it in the instance itself. Like, here's how many extra pieces of loot you got. Maybe we just have item doubling work in the instance itself. Or show as text in the instance itself, yeah. Okay, so let's grant most things and go and grant ourselves 5 points. So now we're going to start a battle. And we're going to win it. And we got 3 items. Now I'm going to max out item doubling, start a battle, and we're going to get somewhere between 2 and 6 items, which isn't really going to tell us anything. There's 2. Let's do that again. There's 2 again. There's 6. Yeah, so it's working. Is there a window when the dungeon is finished? No, that's one of the things we have to add. I think that's probably what's going to happen on Friday. Maybe I work on that tomorrow. It's pretty important. Part of the reason I'm kind of rushing so much is because this weekend, a friend of mine is going to be testing the game. Now, a lot of people are going to be testing the game on the 26th. But my friend is going to record himself playing. And that way I'll be able to watch and see like, okay, here's what they're struggling with. So the things I still need to do for when my friend plays before the user research, add more player-wide abilities, fix nudge labels, fix quests, or like add quests. Make sure they're somewhat balanced. You just show it as an extra item, maybe with a little X2 icon. Yeah. I think that would be a cool thing to do. And I think that's probably what we should do, like a loot roll up. So yeah, item doubling works. I guess we'd be able to tell it worked if we did something like this, where we set the number of items it drops always at 3. Yeah. And then when we complete that dungeon, let's give ourselves a bunch of these. Give ourselves actually no points. And then start battle and win. All right, so yeah, there's our 3 baseline that we get. Now, if I put 1 point into this, we can get anywhere between 3 and 6, but it should skew more toward 20% more, which would be 0.6 items more. So like barely an increase. Sometimes, I guess most of the time we'll see 4, but sometimes we'll see 3. And of course we could see more than that. So let's try that out. So start battle and then win. So yeah, there's 4, start battle and then win. There's 3, start battle and then win. There's 3, there's 3, 3. That was 5. But as we put more points into this, so I've got 4 points in, it's an 84% chance now. Let's clear out the items. There we go. Now when I start a battle and win, now it's mostly going to be 5 or 6, I think. Yeah. Okay, I think it's working. So that's the first player ability that you can get. And we just need to make it the much more reasonable 1% per level. Because a 5% chance of doubling all loot that you get is pretty impactful. In a game where all you're doing is getting loot, I feel like it's not such a big deal. In fact, we could actually allow you to put like 10 points into this. But yeah, I think it's pretty good for now. Oh no, actually, the way I would do this, I'd probably have like a item doubling, and this would be 0 to 5%. And then maybe later on in the tree, like an item doubling rank 2. And this would be an extra 0 to 15% or something. That could be kind of cool. That way we make sure that your chance to get this isn't too high at the beginning. And then, yeah, having a 20% chance to double your items is just, so what? We just assume you're getting more money than what we say you're getting. Okay, let's check this in. So we do add a debug grant points thing, add in the player item doubling, change around how tooltips work, which is why there's so many modified files. Add a percent chance per level, 0.01. Yep. Oh, this shouldn't be checked in. Yep, looks pretty good. Add item doubling. This is the first real player-wide ability that you can get. I also added a debug button to the Skell tree that lets you grant yourself points on debug builds. Wait, that save is a little perplexing. Let me undo that. I don't know what it saved. What hadn't it done? The revert? Maybe it was a revert. Undo last commit. Let me take a look again. Make sure nothing went wrong there. No, everything looks good. Yeah, I think it was just reverting that code. Okay. Okay, next player-wide ability would be plus X% customer speed. I actually don't think customer speed matters. I think worker and adventurer speed on the in town. Yeah, I think that's better. I mean, I think customers moving faster will eventually be a good thing to add. I just don't think we need it now. So the only way we could do this is if navigation system had a way of getting your speed from the entity itself. And that's not that hard to do. This Pathfinder cardinal directions needs to be renamed. It's not using cardinal directions. So pulling the speed from an entity, we could just say if it has a speed component, if we have a like a walk speed component, use that value. Otherwise, use 100. That's one way of doing it. Option number 2 is check the entity type, and if it's an adventurer or worker, increase the speed. I'm much more inclined to do the walk speed thing. Yeah. I like that idea. Well, we would need to fetch the adventurers and workers anyway. Actually, no, we already have them. Yeah, all right, let's code this. I think this will probably be it. We'll code this and then we'll call it. So we're going to call this, what? Worker speed? I'll call it worker speed even though it affects your adventurers as well. Yeah. All right, item doubling. Save this as player worker speed ability. So we'll say percent speed per level. I don't know. Maybe they could eventually move double the speed. That seems kind of fast though. Maybe they can move, yeah, go from 10% up to 50%. 100% per level. I mean, let's start with 100% per level. Well, let's start with 50% per level. So description, this is going to be get speed. Yeah, that's fine. Level times percent per level. Hey, Pressel. Okay, so grants a speed percent boost plus percent per level to your workers, the speed of your, it's actually the speed of you and your adventurers, I guess. I should start referring to the skeleton as you and not to your worker. Yeah, a pretzel. I mean, that's it's generally what we're doing, but we are working on adding some content. That's been we've been doing. Say they're already way too fast, so double doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, we can slow them down eventually so that we can speed them up. The day's been going well. I'd say it was pretty smooth progress. Got a little bit slower as the day went on, and the balancing stuff is never really fun, but yeah, we're getting there. And now we're adding the first 2 player abilities. Yeah, how's your day been? How did I just copy that? I meant to copy this. So what do we call this? Fast feet. So stupid. Every time I come up with a name like this, and then I just end up leaving it, and I'm like, yeah, fast feet sounds good. The weekend? God, what did I even do on the weekend? Oh, the weekend was good. I mostly worked, I'd say. Yeah. You didn't charge $20 for that? You know it. You've been productive, self 5. I can have 5. What do we call this? For real? Need for speed. The desire to sell. Sales tactics. I'm gonna just call it, yeah, new shoes, speed boots, Swift shoes. Hey, Dead Kenny. Yeah, I'll go with Swift shoes. I like it. Hover boots, iron boots, the water temple beaters. Okay, then we need to add this to the skill tree. I don't think it needs to be a prerequisite or a dependent skill, so we'll just put this here and we'll call it Swift Shoes skill button. Swift Shoes. Twinkling toes. No, I like Swift shoes. There we go. Now we put that into the skell tree over here too. Eventually we can improve how this is being done. Swift. Oh. Wait, what'd I call it? Player worker speed. Oh, darn it. I should call it Swift shoes. Well, whatever. Yeah. Swift shoes skill button. All right, so it should be in the skill tree now, although it won't do anything. Yeah, thank you, Dead Kenny. Oh, they're overlapping. Well, that's a problem. I could have them automatically lay themselves out eventually. But yeah, so now debug grant points. So this says grants a 0% boost, 50, 100, 150. Yep. Looks pretty good. All right, and every time you do that, we need to have the town give a new pair of shoes to everybody. So we need to know that you put a point into this skill. Do we have an event for that already? Modified available skill points. No, we don't. Okay, so then we're going to make an action ability ID and then the ability itself, maybe just the ability. Yeah. Generate class ability. I guess base ability, player ability. Player ability. This is what I'm thinking? Yes, this is what I'm thinking. Modified player ability. Or player ability changed level. How about that? Yeah. All right, now we want to use this from left or right clicking, which both goes into modify ability level. Invoke it with their new ability, which they might not have, actually, now that I think about it. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, if level is 0, it gets removed. Well, we need to do this then before it gets removed? Or just passing the ability ID in the level? No, it'd be nice to have the ability. Let me think about this again. Might not have existed. No, I'll just pass an ability ID in level. We can always fetch it. Actually, we don't even need the level. We could just fetch it from here. Cool. Or just have it pass in a potentially null thing. Why is that a problem? Oh, because then we don't know which one was null. Yeah. I are smart. So now the town would listen to this. Skell tree dot. Yeah, so player ability change level. In this particular case, we care about Swift shoes. So how about we just name it this and generate and put this at the bottom of the class. All right. So what are we going to do here? If, oh, this is dumb, isn't it? Maybe not. I was going to say this code should be in the ability itself, but it would need to take in the town to know what to do. Or at least all of the entities that exist. When an adventurer is in battle, what happens to them in town? I think they still exist. I think they're just hidden. Is in battle. Process mode is set to disabled. And we must hide them, right? Maybe process mode disabled does that. And we never change their visibility. Strange. Strange indeed. How do you disappear? Is it this? Does this do this? So confused. We never modify its visibility and yet it disappears. Well, for now, how about we just write out the code and then we can figure this out later. So if this is equal to your Swift shoes, which is called worker speed, I feel like I'd want some global class that keeps track of my global stats. Yeah, that would be the easy way to do this for sure. I'm trying to do this in a way that doesn't involve us having globals. Ability ID dot this. So if it's this, then we need to go through workers and adventurers and add a speed component. I'm gonna do this way, but this is silly. Like update speed component. I'm gonna take an entity and then a speed percent. So for each node entity in get adventurers dot to, wait, can we concat? Yeah, concat with get workers. There is no get workers. How is there not? Huh. There's just a get child count of this workers thing. We should probably just have a get workers. Alternatively, we could just get all of the entities that contain the entity type node and then filter through them. I don't even know where entities are stored. I guess it doesn't matter. I guess we have a way of doing this, right? Get component group name. Where does this get used? Get nodes with component. Yep, so we can do that. So town. Get nodes with component. We have to pass in a thing. This is entity type. Dot where. All right. ECS get component entity type E dot. There should be a type value in here. Get type? I think that's the wrong thing. Yeah, it's entity type. Huh. So I either want cannot be used as parameter T in generic type. Oh my God, this needs to be entity type component. That's why. And can we make a lambda with curly braces? I guess we can just make another function, but is it possible to do this? It is. Oh, yeah. I've probably already done this too, and I'm just not paying attention. All right, so this is the entity type equals that. And then return entity type equals worker or entity type equals adventurer. Cool. So that's what that should be. And then, yeah, for each, update the speed component to be whatever your current speed is. So float speed percent. Player abilities dot get ability. Cool. Let me just use that here. And there's our function. We need to make sure you have the ability. Right. So this should have been question mark get speed question mark 0. All right. we're doing it. Now we need a component that tells you your walk speed. I guess this is pretty much just like, what's another component that just has like one property in it? Money component. Yeah. We'll say this as walk speed component. Oh, I got to make sure this stuff gets saved and loaded properly. Oh, drat. Make sure player-wide abilities are saved and loaded properly. I think the tree may work correctly. But make sure entities actually get the right buffs afterward. All right, what are we calling this? Walk speed component. Do we need to serialize this on entities? Craps. Do you need the conversion? No, you're right. I don't need it. Oh, wait. You apparently need it because I enumerable doesn't contain a for each. I mean, I could for each over this anyway. But yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Fine. So we'll say, what does this return? Var foo equals that. This is an I enumerable, then for each. I mean, technically we're saving a little bit of time. So this is entities. Yeah. Okay, so walk speed component, we're going to take in a float walk speed. This is actually a walk speed buff multiplier. Yeah. Public float walk speed multiplier. And that's it. That's the whole thing. Yeah, move forwards. I mean, yeah. In this particular case, it probably doesn't make a huge difference. Like we might have had 20 abilities, and sure, it would have been O of N to convert it to a list, but it probably wouldn't have made a big impact. But still, I appreciate it. It's a worthwhile thing to consider, especially because the fix was to just spend like 10 extra seconds on it. Okay. So if you have a walk speed multiplier, then inside the nav system, instead of ever using speed directly, we need to multiply it. Yeah, so this is like the default speed. I guess let's just call it default speed. And then float speed. If it has walk speed, then this is kind of a stupid way of writing it. Then we do this times default. Otherwise, just the default. Yeah, now also this math is broken because the multiplier starts at 0. So we need to add 1 to this. Yeah, because it's a bonus, which is not a multiplier. So, okay, we should call it walk speed bonus. Or percent bonus or something like that. Now, I suspect that did not just modify the component over here. No, it did. Okay, well, we'll call it the same thing over here. Okay, and then where we make this, we don't ever make one yet. All right, so in the town, we just need to add or remove one of these things. If speed percent equals 0, ECS remove component, walk speed component from the entity. Does this fail if there wasn't there? Entities null, containers null. No, it doesn't. Okay, cool. Don't check floating point, use a range instead. Isn't there like a almost equal to 0? Approximately is equal approx. But I don't think floats have that, right? Unless Godot adds some extension function. Is there an epsilon value that exists? Oh, there is. Okay. So if it's less than, if there's no speed percent, then remove it. Otherwise, add it or update it. ECS get component or null walk speed component. C. So if it doesn't exist, then add it. If it already existed, yeah. And the already existed part we can just put down here and do it this way. Yeah, null check can be simplified. Whoa, I didn't know about that. I don't think I've ever seen that. Yeah, so this might work. Who knows? Let's try it out. Chances are I broke something. Am I using any VS Code extensions? Yeah, I've got 2 installed C#. I got these 2, C# and C# dev kit. All right, so here's when we test this out. We click Swift shoes, and we should just see in the background, they should start moving faster. They did. Wow. Okay. Now I should be able to take off their shoes. And they slow down. Would you look at that? Now let's try saving the game. And then we'll quit and we'll load the game. Oh, that was nice. Worked the first time. Load game. They're still walking fast. And I still have 3 points. But I think the only reason they're walking fast is because I serialized their walk speed, which I think is a bad way of doing things. Yeah, I don't think we should serialize it. I think what we should do is we should detect that you have this buff and then reapply it. The reason why we have to do it that way, by the way, is imagine if in the future we take this player, worker, whatever ability thing here, and imagine I change this from 50% and I'm like, you know what, that was too fast. Let's change it to 25%. Anyone with a save file would still get the 50%. So that's technically a bit of a bug. Yeah, so make sure player-wide abilities are saved and loaded properly. Ideally, I should set their values and then call the value changed event so that we get, yeah. Once I do this, stop serializing a walk speed component. Now we should be able to see the serialized component inside the file. If I go to component ID, we have walk speed is 27. So now if I look at the save file, we should see it 27 in here. Yeah. So this is why this got serialized this way. So you'd actually be able to go in here and say, you know what? No, my bonus is actually 500%. So now the enemies should just be flying around the screen. Yep. So we now increase the game speed by a factor of 8 and then grant a bunch of items. Just zipping around. Can't even tell what's going on. All right, I want to slow this down and see how it looks with just the one skeleton moving in hyperspeed. This would be a pretty funny end state to get into. Just call the skill constant sprinting. Is this what endgame looks like? I hope not. Look at everything else moving normally, and then Sonic the Hedgehog over here going nuts for Chaos Emeralds. So stupid. Shouldn't these other ones be moving quickly too? Oh yeah, there it is. Just the rogue should be, but the rogue's moving in a normal amount. So now if I right click this, everything should go back to normal. Yeah. Okay. MVP. Am I happy with Godot? Yeah, I'm happy with Godot. Almost ready, just needs more trees. Oh, nice. Yeah, very cool. Nice. Also, now that I see the farm in the game, it kind of makes me think maybe we should do something with farming. That's what I would call an ideal worker. You know it. So yeah, technically this all works. I had to commit some sort of hacks to do this. By the way, you can see by the growth of this list that I am purposely taking on tech debt in order to get some development speed here. Like at some point, I've got to pay off the debt. So I got Swift shoes. Oh yeah. We don't want to keep this at 50% per level because you can get 5 levels of this. So maybe it's 20% per level. Doubling the speed is probably still too much, maybe. Give you the VS Code theme. Yeah, check out the theme command. At least I think it's that. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that did work. Cool. All right, we're going to try this out and see if this is a little bit more reasonable. So we put in a few points. That's 3 points. Now they're moving noticeably faster. At 5 points, did it look stupid? Yeah, kind of, to be honest. I think we should slow this down a little bit. What does it look like when you're at the maximum level of everything? It's almost like you have double the workers if they're all moving at twice the speed, because there really aren't that many other factors that determine how fast you put items down. You know what? I'm just going to keep this. Whatever. For checkpoint 2, it's fine. Yeah, you have to pay off tech debt. You know, I hear this comment a decent amount. I know you have a Kappa. I know you've been in development for a while. You know how it goes. But I hear this comment a decent amount where I'm like, oh, I have to refactor this. And people are like, that's never going to happen. And I'm like, yes, it is. I do take time to refactor things. But it's usually new viewers who, yeah, you can't tell just by watching someone what their development experience is from, 5 minutes. Hey, Spherophoria. Hi, everybody. I'm guessing Spherophoria just told you not to be weird. I've watched the raid intros. We just made a couple of things this week, actually. Let me show you. So we've had, it worked. We have quests in the game. And the way that these work is when an item, oh wait, this is not going to be the way to show this. Hang on a second, when a specific item hits your store, I'm waiting for them to pick one up so I can show you, but they're not picking it up. It's got to be one of these blue potions. Go grab a blue potion. Yes. Okay. When that hits the shop display, this will offer a quest. Yeah. So it says quest available. And the reason you had to wait for that to hit it is to know that you actually got the item you'll need for the quest. So now it says, I need you to fetch 3 potions. If you do, I'll give you 1 Skell point. So you click accept. It puts a little quest thing here. And now, I mean, this works how you'd expect. Next time they pick up a blue potion, which might just never happen. Come on. Go get one. You can do it. They're not going to grab it. They're going to grab every other item first. It is random, but come on. There are 2 of them. There we go. Okay, so now they're going to dump it into the bin. And now we're 1 out of 3. When you get to 3 out of 3, it'll grant you a Skell point. So imagine I just granted 1. And now we have 2 player-wide abilities you can get. Ignore these ones on the side. So one of them is grants a chance to double an item as it enters your storeroom. So this is basically like item duping. And this other one is gives you a speed boost for you and your adventurers. Oh, that should say in town. And your adventurers while in town. Yeah. Yeah, so these are little ways that you can further customize how the game is being played. And like I said, there are only 2 right now. I'm probably going to add maybe 1 or 2 more, and that'll be it. The next launch is going to be on Friday of next week. And that'll be a time for everybody to test this stuff and see, is this headed in the right direction? Are you liking this? I think I saw the word dungeon. Is that in there? Oh, yeah. That was for starting a battle. This, I'm assuming. So yeah, there are battles in the game. You pick where you want to go. And so in this case, let's go to the forest. Let's also slow this down. Oh, except I'm going to be at max level. So let's go to this one, I guess. That's not good. That's definitely not good. What happened? I hit start battle, right? Oh, maybe I clicked this one. Okay, yeah. Anyway, yeah, there are battles in the game and they are just automated battles. You can start up to 3 at a time. And this is how you are supposed to earn the items. I was just clicking a debug button. But once I win this battle, you see it put some items into my storeroom. And this is how you get items in the game. And then customers buying them is how you get the money from them. Yeah. I'm very happy with how this is looking. How to look with twice as low speed. What do you mean? You mean like cut the speed bonus in half? Oh, the initial speed. Oh, let's find out. Oh, that shouldn't be there. Target location. The speed should have been... Uh-oh, hang on a second. I have the speed in 2 locations. That's not good. I'll just have to refactor this. I'll do this later. Yeah, anyway, let's set this to 50. No. Let's change this right now. Private float get entity speed. Yeah. And const float default speed. So we'll set this to 50. Change this to default. Delete this. Get the speed from get entity speed entity. By the way, Sphere4, I didn't mean to totally ignore you. How did your stream go? I am all over the place and I'm getting sorted toward the end of mine and I am just losing steam. All right, this should be speed. hides a field with the same name. Where's that? Is it the const? Is it that? No, there's no const. It's right here. Where is... I don't know what it's doing. It says entity doesn't exist. I deleted a curly brace somehow. That's why. Weird. Okay, so here it is with speed 50, which is half of the speed that we had, which maybe makes the customers look a little bit more normal. But now we would need to like triple the speed of your adventurers. Oh yeah, this looks glacial compared to what we had. But it does look a lot more reasonable. I think we're going to need something like this. And then, yeah, you'll need to update the customer speed as you play. Ooh, this is so slow. It's so slow. Yeah, so now if you start a battle and then that's bad. Oh, I never coded a prerequisite for that. Prerequisite. Not there. Instance prerequisites. Yeah, this. Volcano 3 should depend on Volcano 2. In fact, it should just know. Yeah. Reduce FPS by 1 frame on animations. Oh, so that the speed doesn't look so fast. Walk, sprite sheet, FPS 4. Or if any Spherophoria viewers are here, you feel free to tell me how the stream went. Just don't be weird about it. I think the skeleton has hard-coded animations. Worker sprite. Yeah, they do. So we'd have to change it all here. Oh, they have more animations than most anyway. Yeah, okay. I don't think I'm going to do this for checkpoint number 2, but I do think for checkpoint number 3, we should probably look into this. So for now, let's set this back to 5, and let's set the, where was that, navigation system? Let's set this back to 100. And then I'll just write, for checkpoint number 3, we should probably set the town walk speed to 50 by default. It's 100 right now. And then change the frame rate of animations to be 4. It's 5 now. Note that the skeleton animation speed is done in Godot, not through code. Yeah, I do like the look of it, but the balance of the game right now is based around a certain speed. And if we cut it in half, it means everything's taking twice as long. So when we change the speed is when we're going to need to change how quickly you get money. Which probably means we should do that sooner rather than later. This will greatly affect the balance of the game. Take care, Dead Kenny. Thanks again for the suggestion on Swift Shoes. Hope to see you again. Kind of like the hyperspeed though. It looks a little bit more realistic though to have them move slower. And I think we just have more customers in town or something. Hi, Magnus. Maybe it could be a temporary buff. I think it could be a player-wide buff. Swift Shoes could just also affect customers. It could say like gives you a 20% boost and gives customers a 10% boost. Also, I really like these ideas where they're not just, oh yeah, you do more damage in battle. They're like, hey, make your town flow a little bit better, get more items, do whatever it is you need. These should be removed. We should probably just delete them from the game. Delete all of the debug abilities and their buttons from the game. Land an apartment. Nice. It's a very good day. Yeah. Yeah, I'm quite happy with everything that we've done today. If I look through the Git log, what have we done? Item doubling, content. Yeah, so allowed for customizing enemies. allowed for customizing instances and enemies, added a bunch of content, items, enemies, instances, and player-wide skills. What else did we do? I think that was pretty much it. Yeah. Wow, do I have my work cut out for me for tomorrow. So what's the important stuff? Clean up the commit I've been working on. Add more player-wide abilities, fix nudge labels. They should talk about quests. They should talk about the skell tree. I feel like you're productive in different ways depending on whether you're sitting or standing, or is it really just the same thing either way? I think it's pretty much the same. I haven't noticed a difference. I have noticed that sometimes I want to sit when I'm thinking about stuff. Yeah. And I'm glad to hear Darkstorm. Yeah. It's always a little weird to think about solutions to problems and how sometimes they're the opposites of what you would think. And in this case, I mean, I guess it makes sense. If it's burnout due to lack of variety, then variety is good. But you might think, oh, working on something else is like working on more stuff, so I'll get burned out even faster. All right, so clean up the commit, add more player-wide abilities. I still don't know exactly what I want to do for this. Maybe make one like get X per 5 seconds or something like that. Automatically get. I just want some interesting ideas. They don't even need to be balanced or good or whatever. We just needs to have something in the game. Yeah, fix the nudge labels, add quests. All right, then there's just the instant stuff, oh, man, which I really, really want to do. I feel like that's got to be Friday. Yeah. Almost certainly have to work on using the blank instant space. It might not even be that hard. Yeah, might not be that hard. Yeah. Yeah, worker can carry 2 items. It's probably not even a good idea unless they're carrying 2 of the same type of item. In fact, that would be interesting. Let's write that one down. Because if they're not 2 of the same item, then it means that you're trying to bring them to 2 different shops altogether. They'd probably have to be multiple items of the same type, or else it wouldn't really benefit you. Oh, also another cool thing you could do in the town. Add teleport portals to the town so that you can get back to the storeroom easily. This would drastically affect pathfinding. I wonder if you can use the nav mesh to get the distance to a location based on the path it would generate. I guess you would just generate 2 paths and then see. I don't know if you can do that. Godot nav mesh. Where are the functions that they have? Agents. I'd like to just see the just search for navigation agent. Does this find it? Ah, here it is. Neighbor distance, target desired distance, path distance. These aren't it. Distance to target. Target position using agent's global position. User must set target position in order for this to be accurate. I see. The portal is closer, go in, but in some close proximity. Yeah, but in order to figure out if it's closer, I've got to use the paths that are generated by pathfinding, because you might be in a position where I don't have a great example. Hang on. Pull up your map. Yeah. So imagine if you were, I don't know, here, and you wanted to go to this town or this shop. Just the direct distance would make it seem like it's closer to go here, but actually it's like you got to take this little hoop. So we need to use the pathfinding path to find out, oh, actually it's, well, now it's, I mean, it's not that far, but imagine if you had to take like a really winding path to get there and it's like, oh, there's a portal right here. Let's just take the portal instead. And you can probably do that, but it sounds like you need to set target position. And does that mean it'll change on the same frame or will it not work? So I don't know. Nice adding a background. Yeah, we haven't done it yet. I think Darkstorm's been working on it. And yeah, I think this is another one of those things where it's just like, wow, that's a lot better than what we had. Notice the change shops and storeroom. Yeah, I see the steps. And the background looks better for the shops, yeah. I think the other things look the same. Yeah, signs, the ceilings. Oh, man. Oh, and the border, I guess, too. But we could do this in a bunch of different ways. It doesn't have to be a portal. If portals are too hard, we could just add dirt paths or something to speed up the common pathfinding. Yeah. I need to think of, anyway, I think this is good. Auto battling, yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, work is cut out for us. I think I want to write something down for the post-launch of checkpoint number 2. Also, we won't have even gotten all this stuff done. So tackle tech debt. Start working on music creation. Make a balance simulator. What else is in checkpoint number 3? Music, remaining systems. Any remaining systems? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, like I said, I think things are going well. I think we made a lot of progress. I mean, like I said, what is it? 3 months ago, none of this even existed. And now we got some basic stuff working. Okay, yeah. Spawn boost pads. That would be great. F-Zero in the town. All right, who we raiding? There's like no one on in software and game dev. Oh, someone's making a game in Q Basic. Oh my goodness. I've made games in Q Basic. All right, I guess let's raid them. I don't know, I'm curious. I don't know how long they're going to be on for. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Good stream. I've been very happy with everything. Friday, I'm going to be interviewing Sharon Lowe. She is a product owner at GitHub, and she works on responsible AI and Copilot. So if you're interested in checking it out, it's 2 p.m. my time. And to give you a frame of reference, it is currently about 4:45 my time. So yeah, let's check out this person. Let's all say hi And I'll catch you on, I guess, Friday. Yeah. See ya.